All right, welcome everybody as we are here at Lions Field. We're here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. I want to welcome everybody. It's going to be a matchup between two teams have started off the season with 2 victories in a row. The Lockhart Lions 2-0, the Lehman Lobos 2-0. And as I was saying last night with Coach during the freshman game, somebody's O has got to go. So maybe it should be the Lobos that got to go. Welcome, everybody. My name is Emilio Sarge Waters. Going to be bringing you all the live play-by-play action here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Off to the left side of me is going to be our color commentary guy, TD Tom Dunn. And off to the left side of him is our football analyst, the coach, Amado Galvez. Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing, Tom?
Great to be here. It's like the Highlander, Sarge. There can be only one that leaves tonight undefeated, and I hope it is our Lockhart Lions.
And they've been doing an outstanding job the first 2 games. And, Coach, what are your thoughts of how the Lockhart Lions have started off the season 2-0?
I'm very impressed, Sarge. Both games were excellent. They came out and played. Especially the first game, they really came out on fire. In the second game, they did a good job in playing both offense and defense and beating not a bad Fluid Conley team that was pretty. They came to play, and
yes.
Lockhart really had to work, but they overcame the mistakes and scored the touchdown they needed to score and got the win.
Yes, especially the opening win of the season here at home against the San Antonio Southwest Dragons, a game that a lot of reporters in San Antonio picked the Dragons to defeat the Lions because the Dragons have been to playoffs on numerous occasions and gone past the first round. Lockhart had struggled the previous years. They went 0-9 in the COVID season of 2020, and in 2021 they went 2-8. And of course, I think they finished last in the district. Their only wins came in against a Davenport team who played for the first time in the varsity level, and I can't remember who was the team that they beat first last year. It was Victoria West.
That's right.
Victoria West right here. An exciting game where Ashton Dickens took over as a starting quarterback as a sophomore and had the game-winning touchdown run, just as he did in the first game of the season. He had the game-winning touchdown run against the Dragons. Showed up for game 2. You know, the offense kind of sputtered at the beginning. They had 2 fumbles and an interception at the goal line, and without those turnovers, Lockhart probably could have gone up a little bit higher in the point total, but it's often unheard of when you lose a turnover battle. You usually lose the game, but Lockhart Lions defense was able to stand tall last week, only give up 12 points, as the Lockhart Lions offense was able to put up 37 points on the scoreboard on a long touchdown run, a 53-yard touchdown run by Sean McKinney, and he puts 2 touchdowns, runs into the end zone for 2 touchdowns. Ashton Dickens with 1 and 2 great touchdown passes to Blake Herzog.
That's right, 22 and a 24-yarder. And, Dickens, he only passed for 73 yards last week, but efficient.
Yes.
When you can pass for only 73 yards, and score 2 touchdowns, I'll take it every game.
Yeah.
But the big story to me last week was Sean McKinney with 171 rushing yards. The first game of the year, Sean, he was missing 100 from that total. He rushed for about 79 yards. And I think it was great that he got his first 100-yard game last week. And I do look for McKinney to keep that gas pedal down and build on that. And who knows, maybe tonight we'll see a 200-yard game.
Oh, yes, and not to throw any shade on the accomplishments of Sean McKinney, but Coach Ashton Dickens ran for 191 yards as well.
Yes, sir, he did. He did a great job running the football. And as the game goes on, what impresses me about him, he gets stronger. And it looks like he gets faster.
Yes.
Yeah, Lockhart totaling 459 yards in that game. I mean, that's a great offensive output. And when you can get so much of it on the ground, you're able to really control that clock, control the pace of the game. And, and that's exactly what they did last week.
Yes, and it is senior night here at Lions Field as they're going to be getting ready to announce the seniors for the football and band and athletic groups, and it's going to be a great time as the seniors will be playing in a great game. Of course, senior night's always big for the seniors, and to come out with a big victory tonight against the Lehman Lobos will be huge for the Lockhart Lions and a big test for the Lockhart Lions. So we're going to go and cut off our mic and turn on the crowd mic, and we'll give you senior night as they announce the seniors here at Lions Field. And after that, we'll be right back with some more of the Guadalajara Mexican Restaurant pregame show right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
The athletic event is a unique opportunity for fans to be a part of a positive learning environment and to model appropriate behavior for our students at all times. Let's remember that this learning environment, this contest is for the recreational and educational benefits of our high school students. Our goal is to teach appropriate conduct to our student athletes through the spirit of competition and fair play. We hope that you will enjoy the game and support all of the students participating tonight in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Senior Night. Introducing first the seniors of the football team. Number 3, Josh Ramos, escorted by Ana and Mario Ramos. Number 5, Sean McKinney, escorted by Clarence and Jordan McKinney. Number 6, Elijah James, escorted by Misty and Lex James. Number 7, Jazz Barton, escorted by Daryl and Joyce Barton. Number 8, Trevion Hopkins, escorted by Leia Willis and Marquis Hawkins. Number 12, Sean Mendez, escorted by Mary Lou and Richard Mendez. Number 14, Blake Herzog, escorted by Britt and Bobby Herzog. Number 18, Nate Key, escorted by Gracie and Solomon Key. Number 22, DeAndre Clay, escorted by Pam and Willie Clay. Number 31, Deontay Jackson, escorted by Erica Bright. Number 45, Gabriel Gutierrez, escorted by Monica and Toby Gutierrez. Number 52, Jonathan Creel, escorted by Jody and Jonathan Creel. Number 60, Nick Cifuentes, escorted by Brandy, Albert, and Natalie Cifuentes. Number 70, Tanner Castillo, escorted by Peggy and Adrian Castillo. Number 80, Josh Hawkins, escorted by Marquita Simmons. Number 98, Derek Rivas, escorted by Karina Rivas. Round of applause for all of our football seniors. Assisting our football players on the football field are our student trainers. First we have Emma Hurt, escorted by Brandy Hurt and Kobe Hurt. Student trainer Esther Guzman, escorted by Judith and Victor Guzman. Student trainer Emily Yanez, escorted by Norma Noyola. Introducing our senior cheerleaders. Captain Leslie Balboa, escorted by Marcus, Isabel, and Juan Balboa. Co-captain Jocelyn Ariaye, escorted by Deborah Cancel and Bonnie Giddy. Co-captain Michaela Cerno, escorted by James Cerno and Anna Villanueva. Cheerleader Lauren Whitley, escorted by Eric Whitley and Krista Whitley. Cheerleader Azare Garcia, escorted by Misty Cruz, Michelle Harmon, and Ruben Garcia. Cheerleader manager Zitlali Manzano, escorted by Jose Manzano. Round of applause for our senior cheerleaders. Now introducing our senior lionettes. Senior Lieutenant Addison Beal, escorted by Julie Perfume. Lionette Angelica Rodriguez, escorted by Angelica Ramos, Lario Rodriguez, and Jacqueline Rodriguez. Lionette's manager, Johanna Beltran, escorted by Melinda Beltran and Jose Botón. Manager, McKenna Pala, escorted by Manuel and Joanna Pala. Senior second-year lieutenant, Sofia Garcia, escorted by Ismael and Patty Garcia. Lioness Theo McElhaney, escorted by Lebeth McElhaney, Matt McElhaney, Roxy Penn, and Bam McElhaney. Round of applause for our senior Lioness. Now introducing our senior Roaring Lion band members. Lionel Alvarado Baltazar, escorted by Leonel and Tanya Baltazar. Band member Hillary Barrera, escorted by Jorge Barrera and Skylar Walenta. Ali Castillo, escorted by James and Leanne Castillo. Hector Castillo, escorted by Hector Castillo Camara, Maria del Carmen Martinez, and Naila Castillo. MJ Davis, escorted by Patrick Davis, Lori Davis, Alyssa Davis, Anthony Way, Jody Davis, and Sydney Davis. Cameron DeHaven, escorted by Amy et Tahiri. Roman Renee Estrada, escorted by Renee and Jerry Estrada. Destiny Galarza, escorted by Christine Ibarra. Derek Gannon, escorted by Joseph Gannon, Lucinda Gannon, and Caitlin Gannon. Evan Goulet, escorted by Alyssa Easton and Jason Goulet. Marilyn Hernandez, escorted by Ramiro and Cynthia Hernandez. Salvador Hernandez, escorted by Salvador and Eva Hernandez. Luke Lay, escorted by Leonard and Lori Lay. Alexa Lopez Zarate, escorted by Antonio Floriberta Zarate and Elmer Zarate. Allison Lau, escorted by Bing and Ann Lau, Garrett Lau, and Caitlin Lau. Ana Laura Maldonado, escorted by Juan Maldonado and Rosa Ayala. Jonathan Martinez, escorted by Domingo and Ana Mendoza. Excuse me, that was Lisa Martinez and Amy Castillo. Alondra Mendoza, escorted by Domingo and Ana Mendoza. Leila Murillo, escorted by Cesar and Michelle Murillo. Elizabeth Olvera, escorted by Carmelo and Christina Olvera. Emily Pendergrass, escorted by Jessica, Adam, and Shara Pendergrass. Esmeralda Rosales, escorted by Juan and Bertha Rosales. Rodrigo Silva Ramirez, escorted by Juan Silva, Joanna Ramirez, Carol Silva, and Danilo Silva. Julian Solis Ramirez, escorted by Cynthia Solis Ramirez, Juan Ramirez, and Jay Ramirez. Lillian Utzinger, escorted by Jeffrey and Krista Utzinger. Kiera Ward, escorted by Geraldine Layard, Robert Layard, Tripp Layard, and Ziva Layard. Madeline Woody, escorted by James and Shondell Woody. Big round of applause for our senior Roaring Lion band members. Introducing next, Lockhart High School Air Force Junior ROTC, Cadet Megan Ramsey, escorted by Sean and Tina Ramsey. Aleli Uvalle, escorted by Pilar Soto and Paola Torres. Lillian Uvalle, escorted by Magalay Portales and Edgar Uvalle. Gunnar Moore, escorted by Peter and Catherine Moore. And Jessica Langford, escorted by Adam, Emily, and Sharon Pendergrass. Round of applause for our senior cadets. If you can direct your attention to the center of the football field, we'd like to present to you the 2022-23 varsity cheerleaders. Senior Captain Leslie Balboa. Senior Co-Captain Michaela Cerna. Senior Co-Captain Jocelyn Ariaye. Junior Social Officer Azalea Shelton. Senior Azare Garcia. Senior Lauren Whitley. Junior Zoe Barnes. Junior Kaylee Pearson. Junior Michaela Estrada. Sophomore Allie Martinez. Sophomore Jody Davis. Sophomore Isabella Miller. Sophomore Mia Estrella Hernandez. Sophomore Ashley Casillas. And sophomore Mia Avila. Lockhart ISD's elementary school children get to experience the excitement of being a part of the football experience and meeting Lucky the Lion. Now they get a chance to run the tunnel and experience the game-like atmosphere of Friday night football. Now, let's welcome our Lucky's crew. Now the Lehman Lobos will perform their school alma mater. And now the Lockhart High School Roaring Lion Band will perform the school alma mater.
And that was senior night from here at Lockhart Lions Field as Lockhart gets ready to take the field. Lockhart coming in 2-0, as well as Lehman Lobos coming in 2-0 as well. At the end of tonight, there will be only one to leave this stadium undefeated. And if I was a betting man, I'd be putting my money on the Lockhart Lions.
Lehman Lobos.
TD, Lehman Lobos undefeated. That's from watching the JV play freshman play last night. They're a scrappy bunch, and I know they're not gonna go up without a fight. The freshmen were down 2 touchdowns, and they came back and beat Lockhart by 1 point.
Well, and something else I heard about this team is they squeaked by McCallum, beating them by 3 points. Now, last night, McCallum barely squeaked by Pflugerville Conley. So that's kind of a little bit of an interesting thing to look at there, is they squeaked by a team who squeaked by a team that we whooped. So we'll call
I'll
that
tell you what, this is the
2 degrees of
best
Lehman.
start that Lehman's had pretty much in their history. They've never made the playoffs. They're 2-0, and I think they haven't been in 2-0 since 2009, 2010, something like that.
Here comes the Lockhart Lions.
Wearing their new uniforms, all black, men in black.
And Lockhart, yep, and you may have seen the post on Facebook earlier this week of the new uniforms. First time in a long time, Lockhart sporting the black jerseys and black bottoms with the flat black helmets and the hieroglyphic lion on them. If you get a chance to see one up close, that is a beautiful helmet. Looks like we're just a couple minutes out from the national anthem here. That'll be sang by the Lockhart Choir as the players line up on both sides of the field.
I just want to welcome everybody as we continue with the Guadalajara Mexican Restaurant pregame show here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. As TD mentioned, we're about to head off to the national anthem. So we're going to go and cut off our mics for now and turn up the crowd mic. Go ahead, Tom.
And we'll see if they pan and give you a shot of it, folks. But we have the Lockhart High School ROTC is just under the south end zone, and they are sporting a huge American flag as they start to bring it out onto the field now. There it is.
Featuring seniors Judith Valdez Gonzalez, Joanna Beltran-Nino, Viviana Masado, Rihanna Reyes, and Natalie Thomas. The LHS choir is under the direction of Miss Caitlin Durkee. Woodland Life has been helping to protect the financial future of families like yours, making a difference in hometowns across America and honoring our country since 1890. As a not-for-profit life insurance company, we put money back into the community. We're here when you need us most. We are proud to celebrate our American pride with you, and we feel the same swell of patriotism when the flag flies. We value our American freedoms just like you. That's why we presented more than 3.5 million flags to nonprofit organizations, schools, and communities all across the country. Because of this, we honor those who have sacrificed so much that we can all live our best lives every day. Before the anthem is played, we ask that all current military personnel, veterans, first responders, please stand and be recognized for your service to our country and our community. Thank you for your sacrifices and service.
And what a great job by the Lockhart Choir. Beautiful rendition of our nation's national anthem. And once again, that is the Lockhart High School ROTC presenting the flag this evening with parents and brothers and sisters in tow. It's senior night tonight.
Yeah, and what's interesting about both these teams, gentlemen, is last year the Lockhart Lions were 2-8 in the season, while the Lehman Lobos were 1-9 in the season. Lockhart went 0-5 in district, while the Lobos went 0-7 in district. And big turnaround from last year to this year. Both teams have come out and won their first 2 games of the season. And as you mentioned, Tom, of course, the team that comes out victorious tonight will remain unbeaten in this young season. But you know what a great start it would be for the team to walk out of here 3-0. As the Lockhart Lions have one more non-district game, which will be next week at Davenport, before we come back on September 23rd for a homecoming game against Cedar Creek Eagles out of Bastrop. And then the Lehman Lobos, you know, it'll be big for them because, like as you mentioned, they haven't, as Coach mentioned, they have not been to the playoffs at all. And this will be their first opportunity to get to that. Of course, they still got to have their district win, but what a great boost it would be for them to go home with a 3-0 record.
Well, it would have been had they not come into the Lockhart Lions house to play. No, I definitely think Lockhart is favored in this one. Both teams on the year have scored 63 points. The differentiator in the game, I think, and in their season so far, is that the Lehman Lobos have allowed 55 points to be scored on them, while Lockhart has allowed 37 through 2 games. So Lockhart's scoring average on year is up from last year from 26 points up to 31.5, and their defense has been really stingy so far this year. Other than a couple of big plays, just played really, really well and got quite a few takeaways on the year. We've seen Quavon Reese with interceptions. We've seen Trey Brown coming up with some big hits, and we've seen great linebacker play out of number 24 Zakai Gathens, as well as the outside linebackers also, which would be Travion Hopkins and Josh Ramos, just making some great tackles out on the edge. So the captains tonight for Lockhart, they're same captains we've had every week as they've been named captains of the team. And that's going to be Sean McKinney, Ashton Dickens, Trent Holcomb, and Deontay Jackson.
And as far as the Lehman Lobos, it was number 1 Eddie Martinez, number 27 Isaiah Trujillo, number 6 Ethan Crum, and number 72 Josue Juarez. No relation. No relation.
And the Lobos did win the coin toss, and they elect to receive the kick. So Lockhart will be kicking off here with the south end zone at their back, kicking to the north. Not a whole lot of wind here tonight. Flags barely moving, a little bit of wind coming out of the southeast, but relatively calm. Blue skies, a couple clouds here and there. Wonderful night for high school football here in Lockhart, Texas.
And back to receive the kick for the Lobo is going to be number 2 Lucas Champion. Ethan Crum. Yeah, trying to get the number on the far side. Looks like number 24 Christian Arellano. And of course, kicking off for the Lockhart Lions going to be Omar Ocampo, junior kicker for the Lions.
And your gunners on far end and near side are Quavon Reese and Deontay Jackson. Look for them to get to the ball quick.
And we are underway with the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter, and that one's going to sail through the end zone for a touchback, where the Lobos will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's see who plays comes out for quarterback for the Lehman Lobos. It's been a battle between 2 guys for playing the quarterback position.
That's either number 12 Colin Richardson or number 13 Noah Long.
Yes, sir. And one's a better passer and one's a better runner. So let's see where their plan of attack is.
I tell you what, Sarge, we talk about speed in football all the time. Quavon Reese has got some jets. On that kickoff, he was 10 yards ahead of most of his team. He does run a 4.4 in the 40-yard dash. One of the quicker players to play for Lockhart in a while.
Offsides on the kickoff. Looks like number 12 is going to be the quarterback for the Lehman Lobos.
So that'll be Colin Richardson.
He's the guy that started the game last week against Austin McCallum.
And he is a junior.
Big guy, strong runner, decent passer.
And it looks like the other quarterback that we may see would be Noah Long, also a junior. So both guys juniors competing for the starting spot for Lehman.
I tell you what, they got two good freshman quarterbacks, don't they, Sarge?
Oh, they do. First play of the game, two receivers up top, one to the bottom. Going deep over the
Wide
middle,
open.
receiver wide open. And it's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch Eddie Martinez as he heads into the end zone on a 70-yard touchdown pass.
And that was a completely blown coverage by
Yes.
Lockhart. As you saw the Lockhart secondary looking at each other, still talking it through, saying, whose man was that? Well, I tell you what, he was somebody's, and that somebody did not pick him up as Lehman goes down the field on their first play from scrimmage to score a touchdown.
First question I'm going to ask TD is, where's the free safety?
Maybe he was getting one of those great potatoes from the Athletic Booster Club that we had before the game.
Wow, what a way to start the game.
Our first play of the game, Lobos on a 70-yard touchdown pass from Richardson to Martinez. And an extra point try to snap his back, to hold us down, the kick is up, and it is good. And that was number 8, Marcus Ramirez.
And you talk about momentum.
Yeah, Damon Eberell.
Well, talking about momentum, the Lehman Lobos will definitely feel like they've got the momentum after coming out and starting that way. For the Lions, I think it's going to be important. Just, hey, don't get frustrated. That's a touchdown. We're going to score plenty of our own touchdowns tonight.
So 11 seconds off the clock. You're here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter, and the Lehman Lobos lead the Lockhart Lions by a score of 7-0. Once again on a 70-yard pass from Richardson to Martinez.
Yeah, I think this will be the first time this year that we've got to see these Lions respond to some adversity, as they've been pretty well in control in both the games they've played so far this year. I think they were trailing at one point in the game against Southwest, but didn't last too long.
Like I told Sarge earlier, if we can survive the first quarter and the first half against Lehman, I think we have a good chance because they're going to start fast. They're a fast starting team. If we can survive all that and hang in there, should be able to pull out the game.
And back deep for the Lions going to be number 31, Deontay Jackson. And the speedster, number 4, Quavon Reese, who's had returns for touchdowns in the first 2 games.
Let's see what strategy Lehman uses on kickoff.
And
Are they going to kick to them?
Yeah, he's had 3 kick returns called back on holding penalties.
Dun-dun,
There you
dun-dun.
go. Shark in the water.
Is it going to be a squib kick? Onside maybe?
They're going to kick it, and looks like that's going to be Travion Hopkins who will receive it at his 16-yard line. He'll bring it upfield, across the 30-yard line, down to the 35.
Good return for Hopkins. He's had a couple on the years. A lot of these high school teams like to kick that short kick off to the side, kind of a safety valve, and he's done a great job handling those each time and picked up positive yards each time. So Sarge said we'll be starting out on 35. It'll be McKinney back in the backfield with Dickens.
As the Lions come out, three receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. First down and 10 at their own 35. McKinney will head out to the right side. Quick pass to Blake Herzog. He'll make the catch right around the 39, gets to the 40.
Gain of 5? 4?
And we saw Blake Herzog last week, 2 touchdown catches, one on a heads-up play on an offsides, and the other one on a drag route coming right up the seam.
And that one catch on the offside was a diving catch, an excellent catch by Blake Herzog.
And it was nominated for the save of the game for the week. He came just short of another local area play to win that one.
That's going to be a jet sweep to Deontay Jackson going around the right edge. Got some room out there to run. He'll cross midfield all the way down to the 45-yard line in Lobo territory.
And Jackson moves the sticks for Lockhart. One of the plays that we've seen work great for Lockhart over the past few years has been that jet sweep motion, whether it's a give or just using that jet sweep motion to overload the defense on one side. When players have been in motion for Lockhart, the plays and gains have been positive.
Excellent athlete, Mr. Jackson.
So first down and 10 for the Lions as the defensive line shifts. Inside handoff to Sean McKinney.
Good tough run by Sean.
He'll get to the line of scrimmage and pick up about 7.
And that's exactly what he averaged in the game last week, as McKinney carried it 30 times in the game last week, averaging 7 yards a carry. So comes out picking up right where he left off.
2nd and 4.
Ball's going to be at the 38-yard line.
2nd and 3. I stand corrected.
Lions looking smooth on this first series.
Got to put it in the end zone. Got to put it in the end zone.
Empty backfield, dropping back to throw.
Oh.
That one's going to hit the turf.
Yeah, bounce past there.
Yep, as Lehman brought the blitz on the other side, forcing Ashton Dickens to get rid of that thing quicker. A little bit more accurate throw. He did a great job reading, seeing the blitz, but got to get that throw up and in the hands of the receiver.
The intended receiver was number 9, Nathan Garcia, as we see Travion Hopkins coming into the game.
TD, they're traditionally 3-4 team. Play cover 2 most of the time.
Other receivers out there, Gage Deutsch and Nate Key on the short side of the field, or long side rather.
Hand off to McKinney coming around the near side.
And he got the first down.
He'll put his head down and dive past the 35-yard line towards the 36.
You know, I'll tell you, Sarge, that's something we hadn't really talked about in the first 2 games, but it's something I noticed going back and watching the games. The blocking of these Lockhart wide receivers on the outside runs is just incredible. They've done a great job of getting a hat on a hat, holding their man down, and giving McKinney and Dickens room on the outside.
Kudos to the new receiver coach for Lockhart.
Yeah, first down and 10 for the Lions at the 34-yard line. It'll be Ashton Dickens with the keeper going around the right side.
Not very much there.
And it'll be no gain.
And the defensive end number 4, or outside linebacker, Matthew Maldonado, came free. He was one-on-one with Holcomb, and he was just able to beat him and get his arms around Ashton Dickens to bring him down the line.
So no gain on the play. That'll bring up second down and 10.
Lockhart pulls the tight end back into their spread package with a wing.
Quick pass out to Nathan Garcia. He'll make the catch.
No gain. Good defense, but the Lehman Lobos defense.
Yeah, a little bit of a bobble there, but Garcia able to hold on to it, but not able to gain anything on the play. So that's 2 straight plays for Lockhart with no gain. Going to bring up 3rd and long from the 34-yard line.
And Gabriel Gutierrez comes out as Deontay Jackson comes into the game.
And it's their first chance of the night to work on that 3rd down conversion percentage.
Empty backfield for the Lions. 3 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom.
Empty backfield.
McKinney comes across. They'll fake the jet sweep, and it'll be a screen pass to,
Good job. Good
Deontay
call.
Jackson. And he's going to speed his way into the end zone, diving for the pylon for a touchdown.
And great call there by Coach Gilbert to pull out the screen on 3rd and long, and then Jackson grabs it, and he had a whole host of Lions out in front of him, including big number 73. That's Ricardo Diaz. He had Tanner Castillo, and he had also Nick Cifuentes out there leading the way, paving the way to glory for Jackson.
TD, you took the words out of my mouth. Great play call by Josh Gilbert, the all-C for the Lockhart Lions.
The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, the game is tied at 7 apiece with 8:34 left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter. And way to go for great job, as Coach mentioned. Great play call by Coach Gilbert. And it wasn't the traditional screen play that goes to the running back.
That was that slip screen.
Deontay Jackson was lined up as a tight end and was able to get in there. And all he had to do was follow all the black jerseys.
And you know, it was a slow developing play. Great job of patience by Dickens to back up as those 4 free running linemen are coming at him and give his team enough time to get set up for the screen, because when Jackson caught that, he had a wall in front of him and nobody was going to touch him from there to the end zone. Now, Sarge, now the game's evened up. This Lockhart defense has been great on the year so far and pretty stingy, and I know they have a lot of pride in how they've played so far. As I've talked to a couple of the young men, a couple of parents, this defense is a proud defense. So I definitely look for them to bounce back here and try to force Lehman into a 3-and-out to get a little bit of that pride back.
Yeah, you can see the replay of Deontay Jackson speeding into the end zone.
Keep your eye on number 4 here at the bottom of the screen and just watch the wheels he has.
And that's going to be kicked off. It'll be caught on the far side of the field, right around the 11-yard line. The return man's going to get around the edge before he's going to be hit out of bounds right around the 26-yard line, where the Lehman Lobos will have the ball first down and 10.
And, of course, they kick it to the other side, and Quavon becomes the safety man trotting down the field.
I want to give a big shout out to Memo. He's
What's up, Coach?
in the concession stand, keeping us in the loop. So watch it from the concession stand. A great play to tie the game up as the Lockhart Lion defense comes back out onto the field.
Well, we're keeping him in the loop, and maybe he can keep us in the nachos here around halftime.
Yes, yes. All right, so second play for the Lehman Lobos. They scored on their first play. It's going to be an inside handoff, and nothing doing there but about 1 yard.
And that's going to be number 98, Big Derek Rivas, the senior on the tackle, getting penetration into the backfield Lehman and holding on.
And that's going to be number 22, Isaiah Hernandez on the carry.
And Lehman has an interesting play call. They've got a digital signboard with LED numbers on it. False start.
False start as Lehman Lobo offense number 72 was leaning back.
And I think I think maybe that's one of those that goes on the center because there was a couple players that were backing up, and you saw the quarterback tell him snap the ball. So it may have been a false start number 72, but 59 may be running for it come tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up, second and 14.
Lehman Lobos have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Richardson dropping back, throws it out. And in and out of the hands of number 2, Lucas Champion.
And I'll tell you what, Trey Brown was zeroing in for the big hit. Had he played the ball, very well could have caught that ball as he was closing from behind. But that's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Lobos. First chance for Lockhart to force the Lobos into a 3 and out, maybe give their offense the ball back with good field position.
Yeah, 3rd down and 14 for the Lobos. 2 receivers up top, 2 to the near side. Richardson gets the snap, drops back, and he's
Good
got
pass
pressure
rush.
coming around.
Fumble.
He loses the ball, and that's going to be recovered by the Lions inside the 5. Travion Hopkins was in there.
And that's number 25, Edward Mendoza, coming in to finish him off, to cause the fumble, and Lockhart recovers.
98 was in there also.
Derek
Yes.
Rivas.
They did, excellent. Lockhart's going to
Travion
have the ball.
Hopkins.
98 was in there causing
Oh, man.
destruction.
So that's a few plays in a row that we've seen Rivas getting through the line of the Lobos and causing trouble in the backfield, and great job by both Hopkins and then Mendoza with the awareness to strip that football out as he took the quarterback down. So, man, Lockhart, talk about good field position.
Yes, they're going to mark the ball at the 6-yard line.
Empty set.
Empty set, 4 receivers to the bottom.
Quarterback draw.
Dickens is going to slide his way up the middle,
Very,
and they're
very
going to mark him
close.
shy
Very short.
right at the half-yard line.
TD, you know how to stop a passing game, passing attack?
How's that?
A good pass rush.
That's
what
right.
exactly what Lockhart
That's
did
right.
that last series.
Well, and if their quarterback doesn't have the ball in his hands and it's on the ground, he'll sure have trouble throwing it, won't he?
So same setup, 4 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Dickens underneath center.
Wow,
He's
spin,
kind of
little
slip,
spin move. Still going.
and he's going to get the ball across the goal line, and
On
that's
the-
going to be a touchdown for the Lockhart Lions.
Ashton Dickens with the 3rd effort. We'll see if we get a replay for you from the Lockhart High School production crew that is operating the cameras. Great job. It wasn't there at first. He moved a little right, still wasn't there. Another spin and pokes his way into the end zone on the 3rd effort.
He would not stop. There was no stopping him. Smell that end zone.
And I still hear coaches from my past. Move your feet, move your feet, keep your feet moving.
So snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And the defense comes up huge for the Lockhart Lions, and Ashton Dickens puts the ball in the end zone on a 1-yard quarterback sneak. So with 7:05 left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter, it is Lockhart Lions 14, Lehman Lobos 7, and we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lions football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast powered by Big Daddy Media.
Hi, I'm Richard Bonds. If you find yourself in a jam, we're your plan. We'll put your feet back on the street. A1 Bail Bonds. Go Lions.
All right, we are back as the Lockhart Lions defense gives up a touchdown on the very first play of the game on a 70-yard touchdown pass But the second series for the Lehman Lobos ends in a sack fumble, which was recovered at the 6-yard line, and 2 plays after that. Ashton Dickens puts 6 points on the board, and the Lockhart Lions take the lead after the Omar Ocampo extra point try, 14-7, as Ocampo gets set to kick the ball. And it's going to be kicked deep towards the far side. That one's going to be fielded right around the 4-yard line. The return man's going to bring it up, and he's going to be hit hard out of bounds by number 3, Josh Flores.
And coming up short of the 25, going to go out of bounds right around the 23-yard line, and that's where the Lobos will take over. So, Sarge, I talked about it in between the last exchange. This is a proud defense for Lockhart, and I think they got some of their pride back there on that last Lehman series. We'll see how they do this time. And you got to wonder, you know, Lehman started here in their last series and ended down around the 5, moving backwards. And you got to wonder if Lockhart's in their head.
And it looks like there might have been a penalty on the play.
It looks like it's against the Lehman Lobos.
I was going to go against the Lions.
No.
Might have been offsides on the kickoff again.
That'll be the second time. Have to get that cleaned up on special teams.
So that'll make it first down and 10 from the 28. Richardson still at quarterback. Will hand the ball off or keep it himself. And nothing doing as Rivas is going to sniff that one out. Trent Holcomb will come in to clean it up.
And Trey Brown also getting in on the action, coming up from his safety position.
So great job by the Lockhart Lions starting off the 3rd series for the Lehman Lobos, giving them a 3-yard loss, so that'll bring up second down and 13. Richardson gets the snap. This time he gives it off to the running back, number 22, breaks an arm tackle. And Quavon Reed's going to be there to hog tie him and drag him down at the 35.
Good job of Quavon Reese to get a handful of jersey and hang on and get him out of bounds.
And number 22, Isaiah Hernandez, he's a big old dude back there, got a head full of steam, and Quavon Reese was able to bring him down.
And that's a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Going to mark him out at the 33. And Hernandez sliding over, and they'll fake the handoff to him, and pressure all over the quarterback once again.
Rivas! Hey, once again, Rivas on the sack,
Yeah.
but he was able to get there because Travion Hopkins, coach is sending both Hopkins and Ramos off the edge on both of the last 2 third downs, and boy, has it paid off big for the Lions.
Number 44 didn't do a bad job either.
No, and I tell you what, Nathaniel Gonzalez, who was in there as well. And the Lehman Lobos will have to punt the ball away as they're looking at 4th and long.
Great job at the front 3 for the Lockhart Lions.
And we'll see if they punt it to Reese or if they try to keep it away from him. Quavon Reese is back around his own 40-yard line.
Yeah, 4th and 17. Snap is back, and it is good. And that's going to be a low-line drive. And looks like Reese will have to back away from this one as it takes a Lion roll and stop. And the Lockhart Lions will have great field position. It'll be first down and 10 at their own 48-yard line. And good thing for the Lobos, that ball did not take another hop towards Reese, as Reese was ready to bring that one back.
Yes, sir, he was.
So once again, want to give everybody a shout out. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching, especially at the Lounge Sports Bar, the official watch party of Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Thank you, Ricky Rodriguez.
Oh, yes. 2 scores for the Lockhart Lions, and I hope y'all are enjoying the game. And Ricky will be with us for homecoming at halftime. So.
No, tonight.
Oh, tonight. Oh, he'll be here with us tonight. I'm sorry. All right, so the Lions have 2 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Dickens gets the snap, dropping back, throws it over the middle just a little bit too much. Leading the receiver, number 9, Nathan Garcia, who was all by himself.
And great pocket presence there by Dickens. Felt the rush, stepped up in the pocket, took his time and make a good throw. Just not able to put it right on the money.
Just a little bit low,
I could see them coming back to that play here in a little while.
Yep, and that's 2 passes so far that we've seen a little bit low when Dickens is under pressure. So hopefully he'll get that honed in a little bit. Lockhart's going with the 2-back set.
Yeah, Hopkins and McKinney. McKinney will get the ball as he cuts it upfield, and he'll get a nice little chunk of change of yardage and pick up 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
3rd and short.
Well, McKinney usually starts with 3-yard runs that turn to 4s, 5s, then 7s. Tonight, he's starting off with 7-yard runs. Could be an explosive night for McKinney. He had 171 yards on the ground last week. Ashton Dickens contributed 161 yards. Lockhart putting well over 400 yards of offense up last week against Conley.
So 3rd down and 1 for the Lions. McKinney the lone back in the backfield. Handoff's going to go to Travion Hopkins, and he's going to be pushed forward.
Not much there.
And he's going to be shy of the 1st down. And it looks like he might have fumbled the ball.
And we'll see if they whistled forward progress.
And the Lockhart Lions are going to come up with it. No gain on the run, so it'll be 4th down and 1. So decision time for Coach Mabus.
I think we're definitely in
fourth down
territory here. I mean, really, we're just inside our own 45, but with how the defense has played, barring the first play of the game, I think you can be pretty confident in trying to pick up this 1 yard here. And if I was a betting man, I bet I'd tell you who's going to get the ball, but we'll see. A lot of times we do see the quarterback run out of this 2-back set.
And that's
a little slip.
McKinney slips. And,
all right.
And Dickens will keep it, and he'll get the 1st down and more.
Great job there by our quarterback, Dickens. Got the 1st down.
Yeah, and a shoestring saving tackle out there by number 1. That's Eddie Martinez for Lobos, coming up big, saving a touchdown for his team, but Lockhart moves the chains.
I just want to say I'm impressed with that burst of speed that Dickens had once he got through that line of scrimmage.
4 receivers near side.
Empty backfield.
McKinney in motion. And he'll settle in the backfield. He'll stay back and block for Dickens as he throws it out here to Blake Herzog. Little misfire.
And another low ball there. We know Dickens can make accurate throws. We've definitely seen him do it.
I think he just rushed it a little bit. He was so agile. He was so wide open that just.
Well, and I tell you what, the heartbeat and the tempo of this game will definitely have you up and on edge just a little bit. We'll see if they're able to kind of settle down and settle in as we move forward.
Well, we got 3:36 left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds 1st quarter. Dickens gets snapped, throws it out to McKinney out in the flat. And here comes McKinney coming around the near side, stiffs arm a defender before he steps out of bounds. And he'll get all the way to the 20-yard line.
And so really what's the equivalent of a run, but gets McKinney out on the edge a lot faster than if you were to hand him the ball. So that's really almost like a pitch.
Yeah,
almost like a pitch sweep the way that play works, but beautiful play.
That pitch was behind Ashton, so that's going to go as a run. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Lions. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be another 4-down area situation. A penalty
got a flag. It's against us because they blew the whistle.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because McKinney had a lot of green in front of him there, and he was going to pick up the 1st down and then some. Now, if anyone's here in the stadium watching us tonight, go on down there to the north end of the home side, and you will find the Lockhart Athletic Booster Club. They've got potatoes, they've got sausages, and they are loading them up with chopped beef and all the toppings you want. Go see them down there and contribute a couple dollars to a good cause.
Excellent food, excellent food.
2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. McKinney in the backfield.
Oh,
and that's
free
going to be
play.
all signs on the defense. Free play.
Free
They're going to go
play.
deep into the end zone. And that one's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
A little bit of deja vu there, but unable to bring it in.
Number 10.
That's going to be Omar Ocampo.
That's going to be number 18.
Oh,
that's going to be
18. There we
Nate
go.
Key, the senior out
Trying
there.
to get the
I
number
was going to say, man, Omar wants to do it all this year.
New Jersey's this
New
week.
Jersey's
Gotta
really
get
threw
used
it
to
off.
Yeah. So after the penalty, it's going to take them right back.
I feel like we were just here. It's going to be 3rd and 4 once again. Last time on the 3rd and 4 call, they were going to give it to McKinney off the left edge before Lockhart had a false start. We'll see if they go the same way. Looks like Lehman is stacked up to the left.
Man.
A little screen.
Nathan Garcia gets the reception. And great open
Good tackle.
field tackle out
Number
there.
5 for the Lobos.
Well, and we'll just go with Beckham, and we'll work on getting his last name down by the end of the game.
We'll just call him Beckham.
See, if I had to pronounce it, I'd say Beckham Mutagetsi.
And here comes the field goal try, Sarge.
The ball's going to be marked. Well, the holder's going to be marking the ball right around the 28-yard line, so that'll make it a 38-yard field goal for Omar Ocampo.
Well
Holcomb,
within his range.
Yeah, Holcomb with the snap. The ball, snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up, and line drive. And no good.
No good.
Knuckleball on that one. Unable to get the ball to turn end over end. Just kind of maybe toe punched it a little bit. Talk about delayed call. Watching those referees waiting for him to come
They
out.
couldn't make a decision there. Sarge, I'd like to give a shout out to Sean Knobloch, Joe Mojica, Joseph Silva, Memo Ember, Victor Montez, Cindy Magallanes, Victor Montez, Robert Cuellar, Thomas Baron, Kristen Isabel Tristan, Dolores Rangel, and Lisa Castillo. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
All right, first down and 10 for the Lobos. They'll fake the inside.
Oh,
That one's
intercepted.
going to be stolen by Josh Ramos, and he'll bring it back across the 20.
And once again, the Lockhart defense gives the ball back to their offense with another short field. I tell you, there is no quicker way and better way to win football games than for your defense to take the ball away as Ramos gives the turnover gong a bang.
I'm glad he showed up early this time. Not the last couple of games. He showed up after the second half, but I'm glad he came out the first quarter and got that interception. Good job, Mr. Ramos.
Oh, great job on that one as that ball was right past him. And Josh Ramos, with the quick hands, was able to snatch that one out the air and bring it back upfield, and gives the Lions great great territory for the field on the field for the Lions. Ball's going to be marked at the 19, first down and 10. Empty backfield. Dickens gets the snap. It'll be quarterback keeper all the way. He goes up the middle, bounces off to the right side, heads to the far pylon, into the end zone for a Lockhart Lion touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, Sarge, you were right. It was a quarterback keeper all the way to the house. Ashton Dickens takes it in for another 6 for Lockhart, and Lockhart's right on the verge of blowing this one open. You can kind of feel it here. They've definitely got the momentum. The stadium's buzzing, and they are definitely hyped down on that sideline.
TD, doesn't he look faster to you?
I'm telling you. Once he hits that second gear, man, not many of them are going to catch him.
So that'll be the second touchdown for Dickens. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Lockhart Lions, with 2:17 left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter, have 21 points on the board to the Lobos 7. And great field position for the Lockhart Lions on 2 turnovers.
You can't get better.
No, you cannot.
We're still in the first quarter.
Yes.
Tell you what, Sarge, I saw something happen there as that offense came off the field, talked about this team being fired up. The whole defense got up off the bench and kind of welcomed them back to the sideline with high fives, slapping them on their helmets, and just a great sight to see. The defense gives it to them, and the offense makes payments.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not what I saw with the Lehman Lobos sideline. They're very. I hate to say it, but I see a lot of heads down, a lot of just shaking their head.
Yeah, you know what? And just like we talked about last night with the Lobos, there's still plenty of football left to play.
Yes.
We're only in the first quarter. We still got 2:17 left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter, and it's only a 2-score game right now as it is.
And with that quarterback, with that strong arm that he has, don't be surprised if they make a comeback here, guys.
And don't be surprised if we see a quarterback switch either as well.
Yeah, because there's a battle between the quarterbacks. They're both juniors, and they both supposedly had a real good spring ball, spring training, and a good summer workouts.
And that's Colin Richardson, who's been in the game, and the other quarterback is Noah Long, as Ocampo set to kick the ball deep. As he will, that'll be fielded at the 2-yard line by number 2, Lucas Champion. He'll bring it upfield, and there's going to be a penalty flag on the backside.
Another
2
flag.
of them.
Even
that's usually in the area of holding. Coach.
Even TD throw flag.
Well, I tell you what, but before the flag was thrown, there was a huge block by their wide receiver, number 1, Eddie Martinez. He just leveled one of the Lockhart players. I think the hold definitely came after that. And, you know, it's a shame for Lehman because you could see where the flags were thrown opposite side of the field from where the ball carrier is. Like Coach tells us every time, once he passes you, what do you do? Get those hands up in the air.
Yes, sir. If you see a big coach from Lehman on the sidelines on the field most of the time, that's their head coach, Bruce Selman. Probably one of the best coaches in the state of Texas, guys. This guy is awesome.
And you were telling me before the game that he was head of the Coaches Association
Yes,
up
sir, he
until
was.
this year.
Just for the last 5 years, he was the president of the Texas High School Coach Association. Great guy to work with. and I like to say he's a good friend of mine.
And that's one of the benefits we have here at Lions Pride Sports Broadcast, having the coach as our analyst, as I think he knows everyone that coaches and has ever coached in the great state of Texas. He definitely does a good job giving us the inside info on those we may not know.
I heard he was once on the sideline with Tom Landry. Lehman Lobos come out, first down and 10 at their own 13-yard line. And that'll be an inside handoff to Hernandez.
Tough run there by Hernandez. Keeps his feet pumping and moves the stick forward for a 5-yard gain.
Good tackle, number 25
yards.
for the Lions.
Edward Mendoza with the stop. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll a gain of 5. That'll bring up second down and 5. Deontay Jackson as well on the stop. Man in motion. It'll be a jet sweep for the Lobos.
Big hit by Deontay Jackson on the outside. And noticing a little bit of something a little bit different on the defense. Noticing that linebackers for Lockhart, Nathaniel Gonzalez, the sophomore, seems to be in there getting a little bit of play time. He had a big hit earlier. And then also number 25, the junior, Edward Mendoza, getting some play time in there.
Third down and 2 for the Lobos. That'll be an inside handoff to Hernandez, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage, pick up the first down.
I tell you, Hernandez hits the hole extremely quick.
Well, and I tell you what, it was number 21, Nathaniel Gonzalez, that hit him first around the line of scrimmage. But Hernandez runs him over to pick up another 8 yards on the first down.
Tackle was made by Edward Mendoza as we are underneath 1 minute left to go here in the A1 Bell Bonds first quarter. And a little bit of miscommunication on the line. Got 3 receivers to the near side. Takes the handoff to Hernandez. Pass is going to be tipped at the line.
Ooh, good tackle.
Deontay Jackson coming up to make the initial hit, and Trey Brown comes in to clean it up.
And I want to say, I think that was Travion Hopkins that jumped up, got a finger on the ball, but the receiver's still able to get under it, but that's going to go for a 2-yard loss.
That'll bring up second down and 12 for the Lobos.
There's nothing you hate more than a pass play that ends in a loss.
And it looks like the Lobos are just going to be content and let the quarter run out as we're underneath 10 seconds. And we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout too, as well, as we'll be right back with more Lockhart Lions football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, powered by Big Daddy Media.
Adam & Sons AC and Heating is a locally owned business. President, CEO, and U.S. Navy veteran Adam Renteria has been certified in HVAC since 2010. Adam is also certified as a home performance specialist through BPI. Adam & Sons offers professional work, excellent quality service with affordable prices, whether it's commercial or residential. Adam & Sons is the one to call. Contact Adam & Sons AC and Heating at 512-844-2695 or email adamrenteria64air@yahoo.com. Mention you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast and get 10% off your service call.
And welcome back as we are here with Adam & Sons AC and Heating second quarter.
And this upcoming weekend, Sarge, the first real weekend of football on all levels. We got a big college football Saturday tomorrow. Also, CFPO playing tomorrow. Later on, we'll tell you those game times, what ages are playing.
As the Lobos come up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 12. And it'll be a handoff to Hernandez up the middle. And he will be stopped as he crosses the original line of scrimmage. Deontay Jackson and Travion Hopkins in on the stop.
Tell you what, it's not the most beautiful of transitions and ran plays in the back, but as soon as Hernandez gets that ball, he is moving.
And that'll bring up third down and 8 after the 4-yard run by Hernandez. You got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Richardson still at quarterback, dropping back. Throws the ball deep, and he'll overthrow his intended receiver, and that was a dangerous pass as Quavon Reese looked like he was the intended receiver.
That's playing with fire there,
Yeah.
playing with fire.
I wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't do that again. Sarge, good shout out to Melissa Cruz, Liz Rubio, Josh Silva, Corey Page, Thomas Baron, Stephanie Lynn Gilbert, Dorothy Jennings, Daryl Thomas, Nancy Ann Rodriguez, Terry Castillo, and Corey Page. Thank you for listening, guys.
Coach T, best running back coach ever coached at Lockhart.
All right, after this change of possession here, we got 2 giveaways that we're going to be giving out. Of course, we'll have free tickets, a set of 2 and a set of 3 for homecoming. We'll get to that here in a minute as the Lobos will be punting the ball away. And that's going to be an end-over-end kick, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of Quavon Reese.
Still loose.
It's still loose, and that's going to be recovered by the Lobos at the 20.
And we saw some problems last week with that. Quavon touched a couple of them last week. One was recovered by the team, one by us. That one kind of not a real pretty flight on the ball. Took a funky bounce on the ground, and Quavon unable to wrangle it. So after forcing a 3-and-out, the Lockhart defense will be back on the field again. But the Lehman Lobos will be right at the edge of the red zone with the best field position they've had so far of the night.
And that was number 50, Jacob Vasquez, with the recovery.
I'll give a quick shout out to my bud Jim Hughes watching. As all you folks know, hunting season's right around the corner, and Westwood Wild Game will have their doors open yet again this year. So keep it in mind as you head out to those deer stands here in a few weeks.
The Lobos come out first down and 10 at the 20. 3 receivers up top. Hernandez in the backfield with Richardson.
Little screen pass.
That's screen
It was
pass.
a double pass.
Double
Double
pass
pass.
coming out.
Jackson not
Oh,
fooled.
great
Good
job
job.
by Jackson.
And he says, no, 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 as he shakes the old number 1 at him and tells him, you're not going to fool me with that.
I asked Jackson, and I had him in class the other day. I said, don't you get tired of playing offense and defense? He said, no, sir, I love it. They be out there the whole time.
He's got a motor, that's for sure. And he doesn't drop off either as it gets later in the
No.
game. He's not losing a step. But that also goes to show the great conditioning that this Lockhart team is in, which hadn't been an issue a single time yet this year. The team has looked to be in great shape
Oh, yeah.
through all 3 games so far.
Man in motion. Handoff to Hernandez. Trent Holcomb's going to make the wrap up, but not before. Hernandez will pick up 3 on the run. But, of course, Deontay Jackson is always right there as well.
So we see Gathings come into the game at linebacker. He's back there with Edward Mendoza, 2 juniors on the inside spots.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Reverse.
And that's going to be a fumble on the play.
Trent Holcomb with a forced fumble, number
He
1.
said, I
able
can't
to
make
get
the
on
tackle,
it.
but I can make the script.
I'll tell you what, if ever there was a poke, that was it. Because
Yes.
he reached that hand out and poked that ball right out of the receiver's hands. That's going to be a loss of 3 yards and bring up 4th down.
Make a great pickpocket.
Yes.
Tell you what, Lockhart defense showing up strong tonight. They gave up the touchdown on the first play of the game, and they've given up very few positive plays and had several 3-and-outs since then.
I tell you what, watching games from the stadium, as we talked about earlier, TD, Adam Renteria from Adam & Sons AC and Heating, this is his 2nd quarter that he sponsored. He says, hello from Adam & Sons, watching from Minute Maid Park. Go
Okay.
Lions.
Is he doing the chains over there?
I think he's probably catching an Astros game tonight. Good for him.
So that's going to be a timeout called for the Lobos.
Adam, you'll have to keep us updated on the score there at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, that's
And-
where that money went to.
Yeah. So we have the
That's right.
while we have the timeout right now, I want to talk about a couple of giveaways that we're going to have. We have a set of tickets, 2 of them. 1 for 2 free tickets and 1 for 3 free tickets to the next home game, which is going to be homecoming against Bastrop Cedar Creek. And right now, this is going to be your opportunity to enter the drawing. All you have to do is in the comments section, all you got to do is type in "Let's Go Lions," and your name will be entered into that drawing for either 2 free tickets or 3 free tickets to the homecoming game, courtesy of Kent Riddle Properties and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And
Now, Sarge, I'm going to enter, but it's because I need tickets for my wife and kids because they enjoy coming to the games. They're here tonight somewhere in the stands.
there you go, Jeff Lott with the first one saying, "Let's go Lions," and we keep it going. 4th down and 13 as the Lobos will be going for it. 2 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom.
Linebackers are coming off the edge.
Oh, real quick. Travion Hopkins, and that's going to be an inside handoff going nowhere. And the Lions will have the ball back.
And I tell you what, Travion Hopkins, couldn't see the quarterback, didn't have the ball, did his job exactly, lays a huge hit on Colin Richardson, and Richardson definitely showing the pain of that hit. I wonder if we might not see Noah Long coming out the next series. And it looked like he was on the field at receiver.
Yes, sir. They look very confused, very I'm sure themselves. Now, I'm talking about the Lehman offense.
That was a big hit, too.
And Coach Javier Thompson, head coach of the boys basketball team. He's at Texas State volleyball game and also listening to the crew.
Thank you, Coach Torres.
Now, we got a lot of Lockhart fans that seem to be at other games now. Thank goodness we have Lions Pride Sports broadcast for you.
Thank you, Sarge.
Oh, yeah, thank you all for coming out. We're a great crew. We're like, what do they say, peas and carrots.
Oh, I thought you were going with the Three Stooges.
Low snap. Dickens rolls around to his left side and underthrows his receiver. Great throw. We see an incomplete pass, but Dickens was getting rid of that one because the cornerback covering Blake Herzog was coming right in there. So that'll be an incomplete.
A little bit of a trend of low passes tonight. Uncharacteristic for Dickens. Dickens completing 80% of his passes in the first game of the year. Struggled a little bit last week with a lower completion percentage. But definitely able to make the throws. We've seen him do it time and time again. Just got to get it honed in.
Lions have two receivers to the near side, Hopkins and McKinney in the backfield. And Dickens will run around the left side. Got blockers in front of him. Penalty flag comes in.
And looks like that's probably going to be a hold on number 45, Gabriel Gutierrez for Lockhart, who's in there at tight end.
Something on the edge, yeah.
I tell you what, on that two-back set where they do the quarterback sweep to the side, McKinney's fast. Dickens is so fast that McKinney has trouble catching up to and getting in front of him to be his lead blocker as Dickens kind of reaches back and grabs him and says, get up here in front of me.
So that'll be a 10-yard penalty all the way to the 14.
That's a challenging play when coach says, okay, all three of y'all are going to take off and you got to get from behind Dickens to in front of him. Not many players on the field be able to do that in any situation.
Yes, second down and 20 coming up for the Lions. 8:59 left to go here in the Adam & Sons AC and Heating second quarter.
Going to be an empty set. I think we'll see, hopefully get at least half of it back. You'd like to.
Yeah, four receivers up top. Deontay Jackson all by himself down here at the bottom. And that's going to be a screen pass out to McKinney. And he'll pick up about a yard. And that'll bring up third down and 19.
Oh, definitely didn't get the half back that I was hoping for. Puts you in a little bit more desperate of a situation. But up 21-7, you don't necessarily have to be real aggressive.
And not only that, the Lockhart Lions will get the ball first to start the second half.
That's right.
So this time we got three receivers to the near side, one up top, McKinney in the backfield.
And another
That's
free
gonna
play
be
for Lockhart.
on the Lobos. And they're going to go deep with that. That one will be intercepted. But the Lions could just stop and let them run it into the end zone because that's going to be coming back.
Yeah, I think Dickens thought better there, too. He could have tried to lay a big hit there. He said, let me keep myself healthy. I know that was offsides.
And that'll be offsides on the defense.
And I want to give a shout out to the Lockhart High School production crew operating the cameras for us tonight, doing a great job and using some super high quality equipment so we were able to bring these awesome images of the game. Folks, if you think back just to a short 3 years ago, it was the Sarge and I on a radio broadcast. We did not have video until the year of COVID came, so I'm very grateful that we're able to have this high quality video and a good crew of young folks to run those cameras.
And the first year we used our own video camera from the visitor side. And when we came over here to the home side, we were able to plug into the field video, and man, them guys have done an outstanding job. And I'll tell you what, next week you're gonna see a different look to the video before the pregame show starts, and you're gonna be excited to get a chance to take a look at what they got going on. That's gonna be a deep pass down the near side to Deontay Jackson. That'll be incomplete. And Jackson had a step.
Yeah, Dickens had to throw that one fast. He had number 27, Isaiah Trujillo, coming fast and in his face. Dickens forced to get rid of that ball before he was quite ready.
And that was a strong arm from Dickens. He didn't really step into that when he just planted his feet and threw it.
And Jackson put the Jets on to try to get there, but it was just a little too far out of his reach.
All right, so it'll be 4th down and 14. Ocampo comes in to kick the ball, or to punt the ball away. Good snap. Good kick. That's going to take a bounce right at the 50-yard line. Take a lion roll all the way down to the 39, and they'll mark it at the 40.
And that'll be a 40-yard punt.
Yeah, by number 21, Daniel Gonzalez. That's a
40-yard punt.
And on that last quick turnover that the Lions had on the fumble, Lions defense had to come right back on the field after they were on the bench, and old Big Derek Rivas looked up and found himself alone on the bench and came running. Lockhart went one play would look like 10 guys.
And that's going to be an inside handoff to Hernandez.
It looks like Zakiah Gathens as well as number 52, Jonathan Creel, in on that tackle. We'll split that one between them.
That'll be a 1-yard gain for the Lobo running back, Hernandez.
Great penetration again by the Lions front four, or front three rather.
2nd down and 9 for the Lobos. Got 2 receivers up top, one to the near side. Hernandez in the backfield with Richardson. And it's going to be a reverse.
Zakiah Gathens with a tackle to save the first down. Going to stop him 2 yards short of the first down. It'll be a pickup of 8 yards.
I tell you what, great job by Ramos as he
stayed home and forced it back inside for sure. He was not fooled. He was there, but he had a blocker in between him, but able to turn it back inside where Gathens is able to stop him short of the first down. Crucial 3rd down here for the Lions as there's 6 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in the Adam & Sons heating 2nd quarter.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. Handoff goes to Hernandez up the middle, and coming from the backside to make the stop is going to be Rivas.
It's going to be close.
It'll be marked at the 49, so that'll bring up 4th down and 1.
Rivas is having himself a game. That is his, I think, 4th solo tackle of the night. Early on in the game, making a case for defensive player of the game.
And it looks like the Lobos are going to call their 2nd timeout of the game. So while they have their 2nd timeout, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all in on the next giveaway that we have. We have some since homecoming is going to be taking place next week or in 2 weeks. We have 5 mums that we will be giving away courtesy of Kent Riddle of Kent Riddle Properties, and they are handmade by Alexis Jennings. And let me go and pop up the picture of what we got going on as you see it right there. And a contact number, if you want to buy a mum or a garter, you can contact Alexis Jennings at 512-995-1396. But we have a giveaway. We have 5 mums to give away, basic mums to give away. And if you want anything added up into it, then you would have to pay the extra cost in it. But to enter your name into the drawing to be one of 5 Lucky Lion fans to win a free mum or garter, all you have to do is in the comments section type in the word mum for me, MUMFORME, mum for me in the comments section, and you'll be entered into that drawing to be one of 5 Lucky Lion fans.
Looks like they moved, but no call.
High snap, able to bring it down. Richardson with the carry, and he'll pick up yardage as he crosses midfield all the way down to the 39-yard line in line territory for a big first down on 4th down and 1 for the Lobos.
Richardson, not a big guy, but he runs like a big guy. He definitely hits a hole with a full head of steam. So that was the 2nd time that the Lobos have gone for it on 4th down. They're 1 of 2 now as Richardson gets it again.
And Richardson will get around the edge, and he'll stay on his feet. We got a penalty flag coming on the backside.
Should be a hold call against them.
Richardson, tell you what, that kid's all heart. He's got no stop.
And if that's a holding penalty right there, I'm pretty sure the Lobo coach cannot be too happy about that.
Yeah, as it was once again opposite side of the field from where the play was.
All right.
Yeah, whatever penalty it is on the offense, it was the play was already past them.
That's right.
So once again, if you want to enter your name to be one of 5 Lucky Lion fans to win a homecoming mum, handmade by Alexis Jennings, picture is right up there again. All you got to do is in the comments section, type in Mom for me, and your name will be entered into that drawing.
Sarge, I got a text that Lulin's ahead 21-zip.
Let's go,
Man,
Eagles.
I tell you what.
Talk about turning it around.
Yes.
The Lockhart teams may be 3-0 going into next week.
Yeah, Caldwell County team.
Caldwell County.
Yeah. And that's a big surprise. You know, Luling Eagles went almost 30 games without a victory before they won 2 games last year. And this year, looks like they're moving to 3-0 if they keep it up.
And you know what that means, Sarge? More barbecue for us.
Oh, yeah. First down and 10. And that ball's going to be overthrown.
And I tell you what, there's something we haven't seen yet in this game that we're used to seeing all the time, and that's a big hit for number 33, Trey Brown. He's been a little bit quiet tonight, but a lot of times, you know, with a secondary guy, when they're quiet, it's because the other team's not going after him. But I definitely look for him to get involved at some point here.
And that'll bring up second down and 22 after the chop block penalty was marked off. Lobos got 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom.
Ooh,
Richardson
good
with the
pass
snap.
rush.
Rivas in the backfield with Richardson. That one's going to be thrown out of bounds. I tell you what, Rivas is not that tall of a guy. He's got a lot of meat on him, but, man, I tell you what, he moves like he's a fullback.
Mobile, agile, and hostile.
Yes.
You know, one of the plan of attack for the Lehman Lobos is double team at the point of attack. But apparently, Rivas is beating a lot of double teams.
Well, and I tell you what, through the combination of penalties and tackle for a loss, this is the 4th series in which we've seen the Lehman Lobos move backwards and end up in 3rd and a mile.
That third, 3 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Richardson gets the snap, looks to throw over the middle, and almost picked off.
And he had to get rid of that ball as he had number 24, Zakiah Gathens, and number 25, Edward Mendoza, bearing down on him as Lockhart brought both the inside linebackers on a blitz. And we got an injury on the play. We'll pan away, but we'll stay here with you.
Yes, and once again, if you want to enter your name into the drawing to be one of 2 lucky Lion fans to win 2 free tickets or 3 free tickets to the next home game, which will be against Bastrop Cedar Creek, homecoming, all you have to do is in the comment section type in "Let's Go Lions." And if you want to be one of 5 lucky Lion fans to win a handmade homecoming mum or garter, handmade by Alexis Jennings, all you got to do is in the comment section type in "Mums for me." Or if you want to contact Alexis Jennings yourself, you can call her at 512-995-1396. And all the mums and tickets are courtesy of Kent Riddle of Kent Riddle Properties.
And Sarge, I tell you what,
Broadcast.
you can't see it on the camera. It's a few feet too low, but there's a burnt orange moon rising on the sky, and you know what that means? That means my Texas Longhorns are going to put the whooping on that Alabama Crimson Tide tomorrow.
Nick Saban's in town.
I tell you what, that's a big game that I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow. Longhorns are a 21-point dog coming into that game against Alabama Crimson Tide. But I tell you what, if those Aggies out in College Station could do it last year, by God, I think the Horns can do it this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Cowboys get started on Sunday with their first game of the year.
I think it's Tom Brady.
Against Tom Brady, that's right. And the Cowboys, they've definitely had some changes on the offensive side of the ball as they've lost a couple receivers. I think a lot of people were anxious to see how they come out and perform in the passing game, having lost those couple guys.
Sarge score update, 33-zip. Luling still in the first quarter.
Wow. We'll get you some more scores from around the area here in just
if
a
you
bit.
have any, let us know. Let us know.
Looks
Definitely
like
let us know.
it's going to be a punt. Nobody back deep for the Lions, and that's going to take a Lobo roll, and it'll stop dead in its tracks.
8-yard line?
Yeah, right around the 8-yard line where the Lions going to take over, first down and 10.
And I think that's just the fact that they know, if they let it roll, then they can pad the offensive stats and put 90 more yards of production into the books. As that clock's ticking down now to 5 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the Adam & Sons heating second quarter here at Lions Field. Lockhart's up 21-0 as you
21-7.
or 21-7 as you can see on our Kent Riddle's Property scoreboard. This year we've got a new feature for you as we show you the live game and play clock down there at the bottom. And Lockhart will set up in the shadow of their own end zone, ball on the 8-yard line.
Quavon Reese, the man in motion. It'll be a jet sweep to Reese as he goes around the left side. cuts it upfield, breaks a couple of arm tackles, still on
going.
his feet with a nice little spin to get past the first down marker all the way to the 20.
I tell you what, arm tackle, leg tackle, body tackle, he's running through all of them.
It's funny looking at the Lehman local coaching staff. They're looking, how did that guy get from over there to over here?
I tell you what, he hit the spin cycle there after the first 2 hits he took and put a spin on out there that got him an extra 5 yards. And he'll come off the field.
That'll bring up first down and 10 at the 20 for the Lions. Gets their back off the goal line on a 12-yard jet sweep by Quavon Reed.
Tell you what, he's wearing a big smile as he came to the sideline.
And Jackson comes around, and Dickens will keep it. There's going to be a holding penalty coming around the backside. Looks like they might catch Travion Hopkins on there. And while they're doing that, let's go ahead and run through some scores throughout the district. And Liberty Hill, they're at home against the Georgetown Eagles. The second quarter, 5:46 left to go. The Panthers lead the Eagles 28-14.
And Liberty Hill looking to bounce back after a loss to Hutto last week.
Bastrop Bears at Round Rock against the Westwood Warriors. It is all tied up with 4:48 left to go in the second quarter at 14 apiece.
I wonder if Ronnie Rodriguez is playing quarterback.
At Kerrville Tivy, it is 14 Kerrville, 10 Fredericksburg Battle and Billy's 10 with 2:26 left to go in the second quarter. No score so far update for Davenport and the San Antonio Piper Warriors. Of course, Lockhart will be playing Davenport next week. Man in motion, they'll fake the jet sweep to Deontay Jackson. That would be a deep pass out to number 24, and he'll lean forward for a first down.
And that's Zakai Gathin's first catch on the year. He just started running tight end in last week's game. And tell you what, for first catch of the year, 30-yarder will do.
He's so excited. He didn't know what to do with the football. Do I keep this or do I give it back to your official?
He's so excited, Coach has to grab hold of him and say, hey, stay right here. We're putting you back in the game.
Great catch for that young man. Great catch.
And, of course, we spoke about Luling Eagles still in the first quarter, 33, Austin Eastside Panthers 0. That pass going to be made to Nathan Garcia, and he'll take it up to the 35-yard line.
And
make it second down and 6.
And Dickens seems to have found his accuracy, as last 2 throws have been on the money. That throw to Zakai Gathins on the previous play was a dime.
Second and 6.
So McKinney will come back to the backfield. 3 receivers up top. And they'll fake the handoff to McKinney. And Dickens will keep it as he runs around the left side, gets around the edge, heading the far sideline, and he's going to be ran out of bounds at the 39-yard line, 39-yard line in line territory.
Little shake and bake there, Sarge.
I tell you what, when you have a great running back like Sean McKinney, you know, not only can he give your offense production by giving him the rock, but selling the hard fake to him is a great way to get half that defense to bite, and then allows Dickens to get on the outside with a huge gain.
They're going to mark him out at the 42 where it's first down and 10. Dickens stepping into the pocket, will tuck it in and run with it. Gets around the right side, breaks a couple of tackles all the way down to the 20.
You know, while Dickens has had 2 big runs right here, I saw something on that last play that just shows what I've talked about in the last couple weeks is that maturity. He kept putting his eyes back down the field until he just couldn't anymore, and he had to tuck it down and roll with it. But he continued to look through his progressions despite being flushed out of the pocket and moving out towards the boundary. He kept his eyes down the field until he absolutely had no one left, and then he took off.
Welcome back to the Ashton Dickens Show.
Oh, yes. McKinney comes into the backfield. This time they'll fake the handoff to him again, and Dickens will take it off, take off in the middle. And he'll pick up about 3 yards. That'll bring up second down and 7.
2:37 left in the second quarter.
The ball's going to be marked at the 17. That's the 3rd run in a row for Dickens. They still keep biting on the fake to McKinney as well. So 1 receiver to the bottom. This time they'll hand the ball off to McKinney. He brushed through the line of scrimmage, goes around the right edge all by himself into the end zone for a Lockhart Lion touchdown.
Let's go Lockhart Lions. That's going to take the Lockhart Lions up 28-7 pending the extra point. And as I alluded to earlier, Lockhart pretty close to cracking this thing wide open. and pretty well on their way to try to make their record 3-0. But as Coach told us, he said, don't sleep on these Lobos. They have still had number 12 in when we've seen the offense on the field, Colin Richardson, but we know they've got another quarterback, and you know, sometimes when that second guy comes in, he can find a little something that the first guy couldn't.
He can lit a fire.
Ocampo comes in, kicks the extra point right through the uprights, and just like that, with 2:13 left to go in the Adam & Sons AC and Heating second quarter, it is Lockhart Lions 28, Lehman Lobos 7, and we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast powered by Big Daddy Media.
If you're looking for a custom-made tumbler for yourself or as a gift, from pro sports, college, high school and inspirational tumblers, here at Shimmer Me Tumblers we can create what you're looking for. We can create just about any design or style to give your tumbler a one-of-a-kind look. So, look no further than Shimmer Me Tumblers designed by Blanca and Emilio Juarez. You can find us on Facebook and on TikTok, or you can email us at shimmermetumblers0@gmail.com.
All right, and we are back with 2:13 left to go here in the Adam & Sons AC and Heating second quarter as the Lockhart Lions extend the lead 28-7 after a 17-yard touchdown run by Sean McKinney.
And there's blood in the water, and the Sharks are circling.
And that one's going to be kicked deep. That'll be fielded right around the 16-yard line. And he'll run across the length of the field towards the far side.
Ooh, still going.
Still going. Nice run by number 0, Antonio Mata.
Number 7, Jazz Barton showing off the wheels on that play, coming from one side of the field all the way the other to help out with the tackle.
That was a 25-yard return.
But he covered about 60 yards in the process.
I just like to say it doesn't get easier for the Lehman Lobos after this week. Next week they travel to Seguin, and they have Wagner and Smithson Valley in the next 2 games.
Seguin is the Matadors, correct?
Yes, sir.
Always
Inside
tough.
handoff to Hernandez, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, but he'll pick up 2 yards. That's going to be number 24, Zakiah Gattings.
And he was joined by number 33, Trey Brown. We've been kind of waiting to see Brown get involved, and he comes up and puts a hat on him with a little bit of a pop on that play, and then tries to strip the ball out. Also, Travion Hopkins in there as well. Boy, I tell you what, when the Lockhart Lions tackle, they do it as a group. Gang tackling is awesome.
Yes. And that'll be a 1-yard gain for Hernandez. That'll bring up second down and 9. As they got 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Richardson gets the snap, throws it out there towards the far side. It's going to be caught by number 2. And nice little run by number 2, power run. Lucas Champion, and he'll get across the first down marker all the way down to the 47.5-yard line. He'll make it to 48.
Come safety works.
And brought down by number 20 on that last play, Jose Rivera Fabian. And that's going to be first down and 10 for the Lobos as the handoff goes to number 2 going off the right edge. And he's brought down by big number 98, Derek Rivas, right as he crosses the line of scrimmage. So that's going to go down for no gain. And there's going to be another timeout called. We'll keep it right here. And here in just a few minutes, we'll have a treat for you folks. We've got a guest joining us up here in the press box. Lockhart leads the Lehman Lobos 28-7. We've got 1 minute and 4 seconds.
And he's not going to do magic tricks.
Got 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go here in your Adam & Sons Heating and Cooling second quarter.
And we are joined in the press box by the superintendent of Lockhart Independent School District, Mr. Mark Estrada. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. I was walking through. The students are doing
There
a
we
great job on the video cameras and all that system. I just left the booth over there, so
Yes.
very, very proud of all the students.
They've done an outstanding job with the replays and all that. And it's been a big boost for the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, and not just for us, but mainly the fans that tune in to watch the broadcast on Friday nights. They get a high-quality picture and replays to go with it as well.
And you can see we love it so much that we've got our own screen up here in the booth. Helps us get a little bit better eye on the game.
And your wife gets a break this year.
Oh, yeah, she does. She does. That's going to be a deep pass, and that'll be pass interference on Quavon Reese. Questionable one, as the ball was uncatchable, but we'll keep it right here with Mr. Strada. What are your thoughts of the game today? Lockhart and Lehman last year. Lehman was 1-9 in the season. Lockhart was 2-8. Both teams come into this game contest at 2-0, but it looks like the Lockhart Lions have taken advantage of this game, and they're up 28-7. What do you think about the big difference between last year Lions and this year Lions?
Well, I think they had some bad breaks last year, a couple of tight games, and plays that could have gone either way and didn't go our way last year. But certainly proud of all the boys and their fight and their effort. We gave up that quick touchdown at the beginning of the game, and then we've been, really locked in after that for the most part. So I'm proud of the way they've come out today and competed.
Tell you what, that was a gasper, wasn't it? On that first play of the game, we had that busted coverage. Seeing him run free like that, definitely you could hear a collective gasp in the stadium for sure.
But since then, the Lockhart Lions defense has been lights out. 2 turnovers in the game as Lehman Lobos get a first down in line territory. At the 42-yard line, Richardson in the backfield gets the snap, drops back. They're going to throw deep down the far side, and it's going to be well covered by Deontay Jackson.
Sarge, he just turned around and just chunked it. There was nothing. He just, hey, I'm getting rid of this football now.
And Mr. Estrada, this isn't your first football game this week, is it?
No, I've been watching the students perform, junior high, freshman. I try to stay engaged and support all of our Lions. Left the volleyball game earlier. They were in a battle over there with Leander. Proud of the girls for fighting hard, and very scrappy young team this year.
Second down and 10. Quick pass out towards the far side. And right there to make the stop is going to be number 2, Bart Key, and Deontay Jackson. And we were talking about, Coach and I, we're going to get together and broadcast the 8th grade A and B teams when they play Bastrop here at Lions Field. And that one's going to be busted in the backfield, and that's going to be a big sack.
Good rush there.
Yes.
Again, number 98.
Yeah, Derek Rivas providing that pressure. Once again, Zakai Gathing is cleaning it up. And that's going to be the 5th sack on the night for the Lockhart Lions so far, as that defense has proven to be stingy, just like we've seen all season.
And it looks like the Lobos are going to let the clock run out to end Adam & Sons AC and Heating second quarter to take us into the Christ Market halftime show. But, man, I tell you what, the only times Derek Rivas has not been in a play is when he was on the sideline when he forgot to go out to the field. That's the only time.
And Mr. Stroud, tonight is senior night for all our seniors out there. Maybe you can talk a little bit about what it means to see our seniors be honored.
Yeah, I mean, what a special time. I know some of these kids, you talk about the senior, Sean McKinney comes to mind. I've known him since he was a first grader at Plum Creek, and I was his principal. And, a number of the students just like that, getting to see them come up through elementary, through junior high school, competing now for 4 years in high school, and it's just it's really neat for me personally to see them continue to grow and develop, and now having success their senior year. We have plenty more games to go, but certainly a good start to the year for sure. Up at halftime, 3rd game, looks like we have an opportunity to come in 3-0. I'm not sure the last time we were 3-0, but looking at the schedule, I'm very optimistic about our team's chances to make a good playoff run this year.
When you talked about how you've seen some of these kids, now that you've been here with the school district for a while, you've seen some of them go from 7th grade to 8th and on up to 12th grade, and it's a little bit special for Sarge and I, as well as this group that's now seniors, is a lot of the boys that Sarge and myself coached in Lockhart Little League. So I know Sarge has kind of got to have some of the same feelings as he's watched these guys grow from back there when they were 9 and 10 years old, playing in Little League, all the way up to playing in the big lights here at the Lockhart Stadium.
And a funny story that I love to tell about Sean McKinney is I was coaching the Major League International All-Star team. We're playing here at Little League at the Lockhart Sports Complex. We're playing against Cuero. And McKinney comes up his first at bat. Bases are empty. He hits a home run, and he rounds the bases. He comes up, and it's, jokingly, I don't give him a high five. I said, hey, if you're going to hit a home run, hit it where there's there's runners on the base pads. And he started laughing. So the next time he comes up to bat, bases are loaded, and he hits an absolute bomb into the parking lot. And he's coming around the base pads, and he crosses home plate. I go to give him a high five, and he goes, "Hey, coach, is that enough runners?"
Well, while we got you here, I got to do it. I got to get your a little bit of your thoughts on the University of Texas and Alabama game tomorrow. How many points do you think the Longhorns are going to win by?
I think they're going to win by 10, actually.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm not joking. I know we have, 65 viewers right now. Some people may not have the faith, but I have the faith in the Longhorns are going to come through and shock the country tomorrow.
Well, I noticed when that moon started coming up, it was burnt orange and it was beautiful, and I'm going to take that as a sign from above. And, like I said earlier, I said if those Aggies can do it out there in College Station, surely my Longhorns can do it in Austin.
Absolutely. I think it's going to happen for sure. I'm excited. And we have it's going to feel like a 10 o'clock game for those guys coming from Alabama. So, we'll jump on them early and then maintain is my prediction.
Yes, most definitely. And, we've had some great conversations in the past, Mr. Estrada, and we've talked a lot about some of the security things that has gone on at Lockhart High School, and of course we had an unfortunate incident, with people writing stuff on the bathroom walls or whatever the case may be. Can you please reiterate how bad something like that is, and how serious are the consequences for doing something like that? I want to try and get that out as much to deter from something like that happening again.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. We have 6,500 outstanding students, and sometimes some of them make mistakes, and a mistake like this is a very serious mistake. We've been able to, with the help of Lockhart Police Department, identify some of the students, and the consequences are very serious and severe, and we hope that kids will learn that this is not something that you can joke about, but certainly safety continues to be very important for the school district, and we work very hard to ensure that our kids and our staff, every day that they come to school, that they're safe and secure.
And that's a big key, the safety of not just the kids, but the staff and, as well. And it's great that, y'all implement stuff like this to keep our students safe.
Right. And one of the things, I was talking to someone just a minute ago. They were asking me about the TRE that's up for election in November. And then what that is, it's a tax ratification election, and essentially it would provide extra funding for us to provide more security on the school. That's part of the plan for the funding of that November bond and TRE election. People have asked me over and over, so what's that extra $1 million that the TRE would generate? What's it for? And really, it's for our staff and security.
Yes.
If the voters are to approve it, which would still be almost a penny tax rate decrease. So we're certainly looking forward to the community coming out and voting on that in November.
It's going to be an exciting time, and big changes coming up for Lockhart Independent School District, and some of that bond includes another elementary school in addition to the high school, and it's something that's going to be needed, especially with all the people coming in from out of town. We've got houses being built all over the place.
Correct. We're right almost to 6,500 students, so we're about 5% growth this year compared to last year. We can all look around town and see, the homes being built, the apartments being built, and we have to have somewhere to educate those students.
Yeah.
So you're right, it's an elementary school, and in addition to Lockhart High School, that's part of our plan to continue to manage the growth that we're seeing.
Yes, and of course we're right on the edge of becoming a 5A Division I school, which I'm predicting that's where we'll be at in the next realignment in about another year and a half.
Yeah, we'll see. They keep changing those numbers,
yes.
But we certainly continue to grow, and that's not going to stop.
And who knows? I'm pretty sure going to ask Coach, because he might know. There's talk of a 7A Division school being added.
I've heard that. Hopefully, we won't ever be there, but we are certainly growing, and it's good to see our kids out competing. Lehman High School out of Hayes, which is another fast growth district, and our kids are competing with them and doing very well. And we've got the edge tonight for sure.
Yes. And Coach, about the 7A?
Yes, there's talk about that, and of course the superintendents are the ones who vote on that. And the only problem with the 7A is all the schools that are that big, are too far apart.
Yeah.
You know, there's a school in Odessa, and then there's a school in Dallas, and there's a school in El Paso. So that's a lot of
Then
traveling.
you got Houston, and yeah.
Yeah, for just to put them on one district, it'd be too much traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're probably about 10 years away before the state does that, from conversations that I've heard. You know, but it certainly will be a topic of discussion in the next decade or so across the state of Texas.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Estrada,
Yes,
for
sir.
coming in, and enjoy the rest of the game. Of course, the rest of halftime, and enjoy the rest of the game. I want to thank you for stopping by real quick and
Yes, sir.
talk to us. It's always a treat to talk to you, Mr. Estrada, and
Now
pick your brain a little bit.
Now
Yes.
we know
No,
if Sarge ever voice goes away, we can call on you, and you can do the play-by-play.
Anytime. I'm not sure about the play-by-play, but I certainly appreciate it, and thank you for doing this for our community, our kids. I'm glad to hear you're going to do the junior high game.
Yes.
I'll send my dad a text right now that he can watch. My son's an 8th grader.
Yes.
So, yeah, that means a lot to the
I
community.
saw that photo you took with him. Man, that guy's got some abs on him.
Yeah, I
You
don't know-
wash clothes off of that or
I
what?
don't know where he gets it from. Not from me.
I hate to meet your wife.
Thank you, guys. You have a good night.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Estrada.
Thank you.
And we'll hand the mic over. We'll take a quick break real quick as we're in the Kreitz Market halftime show as the Lehman Lobo Band is on deck right now on the field. But we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll have another special guest with us here on the Kreitz Market halftime show. We'll be right back right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Smoke Texas Barbecue puts smiles on faces. Since 1900, Kreitz Market has been putting smiles on faces with every bite of Smoke Texas Barbecue. Located off of Highway 183 at 619 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas, fifth-generation owner Keith Schmidt continues the tradition of providing the best barbecue in Texas with its award-winning varieties of beef, sausage, and pork meats. All Kreitz Barbecue is post oak smoked to perfection under pitmaster Roy Perez's watchful eye in Kreitz Market's hallowed brick pits. Let Kreitz cater your party or event. Kreitz can assemble a complete barbecue dinner and sides for any event in Central Texas. To get a quote on catering, Kreitz Barbecue Catering Manager Weston Black can be reached at 512-398-2361. That's 512-398-2361. Kreitz Market opens 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can find out more about Kreitz Market on their Facebook page or go to KreitzMarket.com. That's www.KreitzMarket.com. The Lounge Sports Bar, located at 211 East Market Street, just off of downtown Lockhart. The right place to have a great time with friends and enjoy the game on our big screen TVs. We have a large bar lounge, allowing for many people to crowd around and cheer on your favorite team. The Lounge Sports Bar, open 7 days a week starting at 11 a.m. The best place in Lockhart to enjoy cold beverages and watch live sports. So make the Lounge Sports Bar your favorite destination for sports and drinks.
And we are back here for the Kreitz Market halftime show. As you see the Lehman Lobos on the field, the band. We just had a great conversation with Mr. Estrada, Superintendent of Lockhart Independent School District. And right now we have the owner of the Lounge Sports Bar, which is the official host watch party of Lockhart Lion football and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, Mr. Ricky Rodriguez. And thank you for joining us here at halftime at the Kreitz Market halftime show. Mr. Rodriguez, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming on. And, of course, Coach brought it up and said, hey, let's bring Ricky up here and let's talk about some football, what's going on. And, you know, give you a lot of thank you, give you a big thanks for hosting the watch party at the Lounge Sports Bar. You know, it gives Lockhart Lion fans that don't want to watch the game at home by themselves if they can't make it to the stadium. But it gives an opportunity to be in an area surrounded by other Lockhart Lion fans and enjoy the game as well.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a big hit and the people love it. You know, sometimes they get caught off guard. They're just there hanging out and they're like, "Hey, is that Lockhart? Like, hey, is that live?"
They're like, "Where you been at? It's been a year and a half now."
Is that ESPN or Fox Sports? What is that?
Yeah, we have it streaming and we have it on 4 different TVs. We have 13 screens in the place and we have it on 4 different screens.
We need to go do a broadcast there.
Yeah, man, anytime y'all come on by.
Sarge, I'd like to mention that it's a great honor to have Ricky here. I had the great fortune that I mentioned earlier to you. Great fortune in coaching this young man. Not only coaching him, but coaching with him.
Yes.
And it was just a tremendous. I really enjoyed being around him. He's very, very knowledgeable, great coach. Works great with a young man, and a lot of coaches were real sad to see him get out of coaching and go into his private business. I know one person that told me, he said, Coach, you need to talk to that guy. He needs to be coaching. He's too good a coach to walk away from it. And that guy being Les Go, the head coach of Hayes.
Yes.
And I've talked to numerous coaches here, Coach Torres, Coach Sandoval over at Hayes. Coach, talk to him. We need to get him back in the game. He's too good. He's a good one. I said, well, I can only do so much. I can't. I can't pay his salary. He's got to make money somewhere. But thank you, Ricky. I enjoyed working with you at Hayes. We had a blast. We had a good time over there. We had a great season. Went all the way to semifinals, and I enjoyed being around you, and I'm sure hopefully you enjoyed being around me. And but looking forward to working with. And the coincidence is that we're both back at the high school. He's doing math, and I'm doing a little subbing here and there. But we always end up talking football. It never fails. It's over. As I always say in the hallway. Hey Ricky, what do you want? Cover 2 or cover 3? And then we got to get, and kids are looking like, what are y'all talking about?
Oh, man, we've been around, a lot of years together, and one of the first people that came up to talk to me and talk football, fresh out of college coaching was Coach Galvez, and he's been in my ear ever since I started, and even until now, man, we're always talking football.
Ricky, give us a little rundown. After college, what was your first job, and who'd you work for?
So I started off fresh out of college in 2012. I started back at Lockhart High School with Paul Kilby, who was the offensive coordinator over at Liberty Hill. And shortly after that was Brian Herman. I stuck around here for a couple years. And then I bounced around. I grew up in Lockhart my whole life, so I wanted to get out and see what else was out there. And I jumped around to some different school districts. I worked at Lehman under Coach Kirkland, who's a D2 division head coach in college now. He just moved around. I don't remember where he's at now. Yeah. Then I took a defensive coordinator job over at Austin Lanier, which I think it's Austin Navarro now. Yeah. And then I jumped back over to Hayes to work under Les Gold, and that's been my coaches.
Great coaches that you work for.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they're all different. But they're all good coaches. And I was telling earlier, I don't know if you heard the broadcast, Bruce Selman is probably one of the best coaches in the state of Texas. That guy coaching in the Lehman Lobos tonight, he's just a great coach, and he's past president of the Texas High School Coach Association, and just a fantastic guy. I had the good fortune of working at the middle school that feeds Lehman for just one football season, but man, I love working for the guy. Great guy. Yes. Great football coach.
So I was at Lehman 1 year, and I worked under Coach Kirkland. And the year he left to take a job at Incarnate Word. And Bruce Salmon came in. So I only worked with him a couple months before I took the defensive coordinator job at Austin Lanier. And he's a great man.
Yes.
What he represents is great for kids, and the message that he tries to send is just all around great for.
Yeah, and speaking of Coach Brian Herman, who was here at Lockhart for about 6 years and went to Marble Falls after he left Lockhart. Right now they're at halftime. It is Marble Falls 7, Killeen Chaparral Bobcats, which I believe it's a new school.
Yes, it is.
It's 7-0, Marble Falls with the lead.
Okay, wow.
At halftime.
See, they run the slot T too.
Yeah.
I just text Coach Herman. We text each other all the time, and I texted him this morning. He said, it's going to be 2 slot teams going against each other.
And right now at halftime, Luling Eagles 47, Austin Eastside Panthers 0.
Wow.
It was 33-0 at the first quarter. So they kind of slowed down in the second quarter.
Coach Nate Lanford, I've been around him a couple years too, man. And he's a great guy.
He is. Great guy.
Great coach. He's doing fast. That is exactly what Luling needed at the time, and he stepped in there and done just an awesome job.
All right, as of course other scores around the district at halftime, Liberty Hill Panthers 42, Georgetown Eagles 14. Bastrop Bears 14, Round Rock Westwood Warriors 21.
Okay.
At halftime, it is Kerrville Tybee Antlers 14, Fredericksburg Battling Billies 10. Davenport and Piper are in a delay right now.
Wow.
Buda Hayes Hawks 35, Bastrop Cedar Creek Eagles 7. Still no updates on scores for the MacArthur Brahmas and the San Antonio Veterans Memorial game. And then right here at Lions Field, it is Lockhart Lions 28, Kyle Lehman Lobos 7 at halftime. And we're once again with the owner of the Lounge Sports Bar, the official watch party for Lockhart Lion football and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, Mr. Ricky Rodriguez.
Yes, and one thing Ricky forgot to mention, his high school coach was Troy Moses.
Yeah. Troy Moses. He's over at Nixon Smiley now. Right?
Yes.
Running that slot T.
as we see the Lockhart Line Band coming out to the field. And before we cut away to get to listen to the sweet sounds of the Roaring Line Band, Ricky, is there any final thoughts you'd like to say or leave with us?
Drink tickets. You can leave those with us.
Yeah. No, we opened up the lounge about a little bit over a year ago, and it's been just a great success. And we'd like to thank the community for always coming out supporting our business. And we love sports there, and that's all we do. And we're happy to have football season back with us.
Oh yes.
We have a great lineup tomorrow of college football games. We have the NFL Sunday ticket package, so we put every NFL team on every TV. So at any point, you can turn around and watch your team play. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to come on out and come watch some games.
And, of course, on Friday nights, you've been gracious enough to host a watch party of Lockhart Line football. And like I've heard, of course, the away games, you get a good crowd. Home games, not as much, but, the turnout to go there and watch the game with some fellow Lockhart Line fans. As you mentioned, some people go there and don't even realize the game's on the TV.
Yeah, they look up and they're saying, "Oh man, is that Lockhart? Is that live?"
Sure is.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah. Then it's good when they're up and they're kicking butt right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've definitely enjoyed stopping by the lounge when I've been able to. Had a great time up there. You got great people working there. Got an awesome staff, and a lot of good patrons as well.
Yeah, that's one thing we pride ourselves on. All of our staff is real good. A lot of them I've coached and taught here at Lockhart, and they're old enough now to be bartenders.
Yeah.
And great service
And,
staff.
Coach will throw around and goes, hey, talk about a player on the field. Hey, yeah, I remember when I coached his dad.
Yeah.
It happens much too often now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you stick around any longer, coach, it's going to be like, man, I remember I used to coach his grandpa.
I see a lot of former players and guys that I worked with over the years. So man, that's one thing that I really enjoy about being there is just seeing all those people come back and talking to me.
Well, you know how the coaches will have the whiteboard on the sideline. They draw up plays. Coach Galvez used to chisel up plays on the sideline with the old stone tablet.
It was chalk back then.
Yeah.
I remember when I invented the jump pass.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Man. Yeah, no, but anytime, man, y'all want to come by, we have great drink specials, food specials. That's been a big hit,
Yeah.
So
Tell us about your food special.
yeah, so we do a different food special every day of the week. We have wings, we have burgers, chicken sandwiches, quesadillas, loaded fries, and it's at pretty decent prices. So I think one day a week if you want to get out and come on eat.
We may have to go there for a pregame meal, Sarge.
Well, and I love going by the lounge. My only problem is knowing when to leave the lounge.
Sometimes they ask you to leave, right?
Well, and it seems like those Saturday morning games seem to get earlier and earlier
Right,
somehow,
yeah.
and a little harder to make. So.
Well, Saturday morning tomorrow we got Texas and Alabama, so that
Yes,
should be a good little crowd in there. We had a great crowd last week for the Texas game Saturday night. So
Yeah, as they put a whooping on University of Louisiana Monroe.
yeah,
So.
yeah. We'll see. Alabama's a little bit different, but
Well, we had
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
We had Mr. Mark Estrada who said that Texas will win the game by 10, and I got to say I like it. I think they got a lot better chance than people give them. I think that 20-point underdog that they put on them is that's a lot more than they're going to need. I think if they don't win the game, it's going to be close. I do not think Alabama blows them out by any means.
And if they do, we'll hear about it.
yeah.
I'm married. I'm real good at in one ear and out the other. So.
All right. Well, once again, thank you, Ricky, for coming up here with us at halftime, and look forward to many more years of hosting watch parties there at the Lounge Sports Bar. And like I always say, if you're not able to make it to the game, watch the game on the Lounge Party Sports broadcast. But if you don't want to sit at home by yourself and watch the game, head on over to the lounge and watch the game on the big screens with a whole bunch of other Lockhart Lion fans and enjoy the great refreshments and the great kitchen that they have there. And enjoy some Lockhart Lion football, and not just on Friday nights, but Saturdays for college and Sundays for NFL.
Yeah.
So, and it not only stops with football. You got basketball that goes
yeah.
around through this, through the rest of the season and stuff.
We play sports, year round every time we're open.
24/7.
Well, hopefully Ricky next year will have a headphone on or a whistle around his neck and maybe
Oh.
back in coaching where he belongs.
Let's ease up on that side a little bit. It's been real nice. I'm enjoying watching it from this angle.
Oh,
right
yes.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. Make sure on your way out you get Sarge's card so you can open up a tab for us.
There you go. Yeah, y'all come on by, man.
All right, as we're going to go and cut off our crowd mic, our microphones to turn off the crowd mic as you listen to the Roaring Lion Band right here on the Kreitz Market Halftime Show.
Please welcome the 2022-2023 Lockhart High School Roaring Lion Band and Color Guard. Deputy Superintendent Martin Stroud, Deputy Superintendent Dr. Stephanie Cabrera, LHS Principal Barry Baker, Department of Individuals for their endless support. Families would like to thank the following sponsors. Platinum sponsors, First Lockhart National Bank and Lockhart McDonald's. Diamond Level, Ford Motor Company, Independence Title, It's Market. Gold Level, Sunset Storage, Lockhart Church of Christ, Mr. Taco, Sage Capital Bank, Silver Level, J Bar Kitty Food. Thank you to all our band parent volunteers who take the time out of their busy schedules to help keep the band ready for tonight's halftime performance and marching season. Please give one more round of applause for Lockhart High School Roaring Lion Band Program. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you participating in the Project Graduation 2023 raffle basket,
And you see the Lions come back out onto the field.
2, 4,
And Lions will be receiving the ball here in the second half as Lehman won the toss in the first half and elected to receive. So Lions will be getting the ball to start the third quarter here. Lions are up 28-7 after a big first half. If you're just joining us, welcome back to the broadcast. The Lockhart Lions have showed up and showed out tonight. They've had some heavy defensive play as they held Lehman to 3 and outs 5 times there in the first half. Defense had 2 takeaways. Lockhart has scored on a touchdown from Sean McKinney, a touchdown on a jet sweep to Deontay Jackson, and a touchdown, a rushing touchdown from Ashton Dickens.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns.
2 rushing touchdowns. One of them coming on a 3rd effort on the goal line to get across and get 6 for his team. We'll see if the Lions can continue it here in the second half.
Lions are receiving the football. Start the second half.
And, of course, Quavon Reese and Deontay Jackson back deep to return the kick.
Let's see what approach the Lehman Lobos use on this kickoff.
As we get set in the Changing Faces Barbershop
They're going to kick
third
it deep.
quarter.
Kick it deep.
And that'll be Deontay Jackson with the return. And great coverage by the Lobos to start the third quarter off, the second half.
Yeah, Jackson unable to make it out to the 25, only reaches, looks like the 23-yard line. Unable to weave through the Lobos there as they bring him down. So that's where Lockhart will take over for this first possession of the second half.
And we asked our special guest at halftime to stick around for the second half, Mr. Ricky Rodriguez.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Sitting up here in the AC with us.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it believe.
It's a good play. It's a good place
I don't know if
to
it was
be.
the air conditioner or our company. I think it's the air conditioner.
All right, I'll go and stick around.
So Sean McKinney did start off strong with a bunch of 7-yard runs, and then it became the fake game as Ashton Dickens did a lot of the running.
Yeah, drops back. They'll be thrown on the first play to Blake Herzog.
Number
And
14.
He'll make the catch,
And that's Herzog's second reception of the game.
and he'll make it down to the 29-yard line.
Much better pass there, TD.
That's right. We had quite a few low misses. Dickens did hone it in there towards the end of the second half. He dropped an absolute dime to Zakiah Gathens on the far sideline to pick up a first down on 4th and long for the Lions.
And that'll bring up second down and 4. Got one receiver to the near side, one up top. McKinney in the backfield, and that'll be an inside handoff to McKinney. He'll get through the line. Great blocking by the front guys. And McKinney will pick up the first down all the way to the 38-yard line.
Lehman didn't know who had the football to use. McKinney was already 5 yards downfield, Sarge.
Well, and I love it. Big number 75 for the Lions. Alex Richardson blocking way down the field.
That's a great job by the linemen as they created a huge hole around the left side.
Alex Richardson was locked on that safety and pushing him 20 yards down the field. Great job maintaining contact.
So that'll give the Lions a first down, 1st and 10. Hand off to McKinney going around the right side. Once again, a big hole created by the
Wow.
Lions. McKinney with
Great
the run.
move.
Crosses midfield to the 40, to the 30, 20. It's a foot race. And McKinney will be ran out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Cornerback for
That's going to be a 46-yard run for McKinney. We talked about him getting his 100-yard game. That will get him there, and we're just getting into the second half. So McKinney goes over 100 yards on the first possession for the Lions here in the second half. We'll see how much he can improve that. Last week he was at 171 when the final buzzer went off.
And that'll be first down and 10. Ball's at the 14. Travion Hopkins in the backfield. And he'll get the handoff, and he'll go around the left side. He'll follow the huge hole that was created all the way inside the 1, where it's going to be first down and goal to goal.
And that's
huge hole there.
That's the second time the Lions have been stopped on a breakaway just inside the 1. Last time the Lobos made the Lions work to get that touchdown.
And I tell you what, a guy like Travion Hopkins, after McKinney comes out after the huge run, you don't downshift. You don't downgrade from there. It just gets stronger.
When I tell you, towards the second half of the season last year, we saw Hopkins come on strong, backing up McKinney, and even in a couple games getting the first carries of the game.
Inside handoff to McKinney, and he'll dive over the pile for a touchdown.
A lot. Emmett Smith going over the top and putting up 6 more on the board for the Lions.
They look too easy.
Here you go, Coach.
They look too easy.
The Lions will be
Our
up
traditional high five.
35-7, pending the extra point.
So the score will be 34-7, as TD mentioned before, depending on the extra point, as Ocampo comes in. Trent Holcomb is a snapper.
Now, Ricky, you know, if you turn out to be our good luck charm, we're going to have you here each week. So
Sorry.
make sure you start thinking about that as you make the schedule for these next weeks of the home games.
Next Friday, you'll be in New Braunfels.
All right. Hey, let's do it.
It pays really well too.
Sarge buys us these great dinners for
Every-
pre-game. Yeah.
Every now and then we get a pat on the back. It's incredible.
They're like, hey, help me put this stuff away. In
That's
these.
right. Like, where you guys going? Y'all leaving? We got to pack up.
So just like that, on the first drive of the game, or the second half, the Lockhart Lions marched down the field, using up about almost 2 minutes of game time. And on a 1-yard dive over the pile, McKinney put 6 points on the board. Extra point is good by Omar Ocampo. So with 10 minutes and 6 seconds left to go here in the Changing Faces Barbershop third quarter, Lockhart Lions open up the second half with a touchdown and lead 35-7, as the Lions are going to be set to kick the ball off deep.
Sarge, I got an update on the Luling score. It's 47-zip at halftime.
Wow.
More barbecue for us.
Yeah. And I saw.
Well, I'm going to wonder when time to pay up for Mr. Lugo is, because if they keep winning, he's going to find himself under a mountain of debt. So Eric Lugo for Luling said if they got their first win of the year, they would he would buy us barbecue. And lo and behold, they continue to keep getting wins.
And we're waiting for a barbecue.
That one's going to be kicked deep, in and out of the hands of number 2. He's going to have to pick it up at the 1 and bring it out. And he's going to be chased down and brought down.
Luckily, that was on the helmet. Looked like we almost had a face mask, but he had a handful of the
That's
helmet.
very close there.
Yeah, Trey Brown on the stop.
Had us with a collective gasp there.
The ball's going to be at the 11.
So, Ricky, what do you think about this team? You know, the difference that we see from last year to this year starting off. Looks like we're on our way to being 3-0 after only being able to win 2 games last year. It's a pretty good start. What do you think?
Man, well, I can tell you, just looking at the first thing I always look at is that offensive line, and they look to be physical, man. I like the way they're blocking. They're going downhill. Everything's downhill. I like it.
I'll tell you what, that D-line, too, is something else. Big number 98, Rivas. In the first half, he had 4 solo tackles for loss, so he definitely he's not overly huge, but, man, he moves well, and if you watch him, he shoots the gaps. That's one of the things that I love to do, especially having the monitor up here, is pick a player. You know, any play, you pick a player and you watch that player and see how he does. And I tell you what, if you want one that's exciting to watch, you put your eyes on big number 98 and just watch him go to work.
Oh, that's all you got to watch, because the play's going to be in where he's at.
Yeah.
So Lobo's going to come out. Before they play this one, I want to give a big shout-out to my wife, who's back home watching the broadcast, making sure that we also sound good and look good, as Kent Riddle does back at his home studio. Looks like Mr. Hippensteel is making his way out.
He's trying not to track.
What he's doing is he's going to grab the drone, which its batteries died and it crash landed on the field.
Oh, okay.
So Coach Hippensteel's going to grab that drone and get it off the field
He
of
sent
play.
the fastest guy on the sidelines out there to get it.
Well, he's about long distance. You know, he's not a sprinter.
I want to continue to give my wife a shout out. She runs Shimmer Me Tumblers and makes some great tumblers. We got a commercial spot that we've run here a couple of times. I want to give her a big shout out. Thank her for her support.
Shout out to Michael Mendez, Josh Russell, Eddie Vasquez, Noble Charles Preto, and Sylvia Torres. Thank you guys for listening to the broadcast.
And here we go. Snap back to Richardson, throws out. It looks like they were trying to get a wide receiver screen. It was a little bit low.
And that set him up for a big hit by Deontay Jackson out there on the edge.
And on the reception was Kyle Kaufman, junior wide receiver for the Lehman Lobos.
So that stoppage, it was not the drone. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Looks like Coach Hippensteel's down there chasing some kids. Who knows? Could have been a laser pointer.
Rudy Cadillo said Coach Hippens was trying to run a mile out there for time.
Inside handoff to Hernandez. And coming around from the backside, making the stop in the backfield is going to be number 25, Edward Mendoza.
And Coach, as you mentioned him, want to give a shout out and let Rudy know that our thoughts and prayers are with him as his family experienced a loss this week. And
yes, sir. Our prayers are with you. You and your family. Rudy Sr. was a great gentleman. I went to school with him. He was a good friend and just an awesome guy. Truly will be missed.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Richardson looks to throw out once again out to the left side, and he'll pick up about 2 yards. That'll bring up 4th down and 8.
And what positions did you coach when you were coaching?
I mainly stayed on the defensive side. I worked with the DBs a lot. That's pretty much where I was my whole career.
Secondary.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 8, and Lobos will be punting the ball. And back deep to receive the punt, it's going to be Quavon Reese.
You know, it's funny, Coach, they call them secondary, but with this Lockhart team, they are anything but secondary. Those guys that you got playing deep on the ball, they are some hitters between Trey Brown and Jackson.
Yeah, just watching them, they're swarming to the football. You always love a player that's got a nose for the football.
I tell you what, we have 2 strong safeties in those 2 young men, and Trey Brown is a junior this year, and Jackson is a senior, but I look forward to continuing to watch him for the rest of the season, and then watching Trey Brown play next year as well.
TD and Ricky had the good fortune of coaching 2 of the guys that we know, Dylan Vest and Curtis Hawkins.
We're coaching we coach with them on the senior CFPO football team.
Oh yeah, those are great guys, great players, man.
Which here in just a few we'll get you the times of those CFPO football games that are happening in San Marcos tomorrow. I know the seniors play at 4:15. I think the juniors play at 11:15. 11:15.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Lions. A low snap's going to get past Dickens, and he'll go back.
Down.
He'll have to fall on it, and they'll be down at the 30.
He did the right thing there.
See, Coach just can't help but being Coach. Fall down, get on it. Don't try to do nothing fancy with it. Just get on it.
Main thing now, and Ricky can tell you, you don't want to get anybody hurt in the blowout game. And you just want to. It's a good time to get the backups in.
Well, and when you get into a 2nd and a mile like this, you don't want to get desperate. Pick up a chunk of it, then try to see what you can get on 3rd down. You don't have to go for the home run just because you're far back.
2nd down and 37, and it's going to be an inside handoff to McKinney. And he'll get through the line of scrimmage, picks up about 7 yards all the way to the 37.
He'll get 7 of those 37 back, and that's call it 2nd and about 24.
It was second down and 27. Now it's 3rd down and 20.
There you go.
My math was a little bit off. That's that Lockhart education coming in.
We're up here counting hash marks as quick as we can.
Snap goes back to to Dickens and throws it out there to Deontay Jackson.
And great adjustment on the ball there.
What
he
a
turns,
pass.
Sees the ball is outside, makes an adjustment, gets a catch, and moves those chains on a big 3rd and long for the Lions.
Wow,
continue to keep this drive alive.
Does Jackson look like a football player or what?
I
That
tell
guy.
you what, that's awareness right there.
He-
Not just to find that ball, but to reposition his body the way he did.
TD, he could probably play every position on the team, I think.
I'll tell you what, that's the second deep pass by Dickens on 3rd and long to pick up a first down.
I'll tell you what, he keeps playing like that. He's going to need to start checking his mailbox because he will be getting some letters.
That ball was bobbled on the snap, but Dickens was able to get it down to McKinney, and he'll pick up 2 yards up the middle.
And a little bit of trouble with the snap on this drive. The exchange from Tanner Castillo to Ashton Dickens. Haven't seen really any of that so far this year. A lot of time in shotgun, it can be difficult for a quarterback if he's constantly picking it up off the ground or constantly going high. But that has not been a problem for Lockhart up to this point. And I'm sure Tanner and Ashton will get that sorted out here pretty quick.
Yeah, McKinney lost his helmet, so he's going to have to
come off
for one play. And Travion Hopkins takes his spot. And
I love it. Coach says, we'll just go empty. It's fine.
Yeah. 3 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Dickens all by himself in the backfield. Quarterback draw right up the middle. And Dickens with a nice little step.
Wow.
Outraces the defenders into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
If you smell that crispy smell coming through your TV speakers, that is the shake and bake right there from Mr. Ashton Dickens as he puts a move on the secondary to get in for another 6 points.
Here we go.
So just like that, that's going to take the score all the way up to 41-7. Lockhart on top with 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to go here in the
Changing Faces Barbershop 3rd quarter. And the snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Omar Ocampo drills another extra point, and the Lockhart Lions now lead by a score of 42-7. With 5:31 left to go. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, powered by Big Daddy Media.
If you're looking to capture that special moment, let Adrian Gutierrez Photography capture that special moment for you. Whether it's a wedding, birthday, family photo, or any special occasion, Adrian Gutierrez Photography is the right one to turn that special moment into a memory that will last a lifetime. Adrian Gutierrez proudly supports Lockhart Lion Athletics and can be seen at many events in Lockhart, as well as at Lockhart Lions sporting events, offering his time to create special moments for the Lockhart community. You can contact Adrian Gutierrez Photography at 512-227-6794, email adriangutierrezphotography@gmail.com, or his website adriangutierrezphotography.com.
All right, so after the 28-yard touchdown run by Ashton Dickens, his 3rd of the game, the Lockhart Lions up the lead by a score of 42-7 as the Lions get ready to kick the ball away. Want to remind everybody, if you want to be one of 2 lucky Lion fans to win either 2 free tickets or 3 free tickets to the homecoming game in 2 weeks against Cedar Creek, courtesy of Kent Riddle Properties and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, all you got to do is in the comment section type the words "Let's Go Lions," and that'll get you entered automatically. And you have an opportunity to become one of 5 lucky Lion fans to win a handmade mum or garter from Alexis Jennings. We got 5 to hand out, and if you want to enter your name into that drawing, all you got to do is type in "Mum for me" in the comment section on a big hit by Quavon Reese.
Great tackle there.
So all you got to do is comment.
Actually, that was Josh Ramos.
Josh
Ramos on tackle. He tracked him down. I love that. He was about to horse collar him. He said, let me just put a hit on him instead. Love it.
Yeah, so once again, that's "Mum for me" to enter the mum drawing, and "Let's Go Lions" to enter the ticket drawing.
That's a mum for you?
Yeah, "Mum for me, mum for you, one for all."
So Lockhart Lions defense back on the field. They've been tough all night tonight. Poor Lehman Lobos have struggled to get anything going.
Richardson gets the snap, throws it out there to his receiver number 2. And the Lockhart Lions defense makes them pay for that catch.
And that's going to be DeAndre Clay and Nathaniel Gonzalez, or Jose Riviera Fabian.
Yeah, getting his first action tonight. And this is right around the time we're going to be seeing some second teamers coming in with 5:13 left to go here in the Changing Faces Barbershop 3rd quarter.
I tell you, the two who will most likely not come off the field are really just there's probably about 3 of them. You'll see Rivas stay out there, and you'll see the 2 safeties stay out there.
Was there a penalty? There was. It was against Lockhart.
And Ricky, as a former coach, what do you think? You're up by 35. Do you think we'll see the backup quarterback for Lockhart, Gage Deutsch, come out here when the Lions take the field on offense again?
Yeah, I think at some point in the fourth quarter, probably get them in. You know, one thing as a defense, one of the things that the last people you switch in is the secondary, just because you don't ever want to give up a cheap one over.
That's
the
it.
top.
Don't want to give that big play.
Yeah, so they're usually the last ones to come on out.
So inside handoff to Hernandez. He'll get around the left side.
Number 22. Good tough run.
Great tough run.
Hernandez dragging Lions along with him.
Had Nathaniel Gonzalez on his shirt tail.
And Gonzalez got a free ride there, didn't even have to pay, and he got to go on a carnival ride there.
Yeah. Hernandez will pick up a first down for the Lehman Lobos. Ball is going to be placed at the 46-yard line.
And so the Lockhart defense gives up a first down. They haven't done a whole lot of that tonight.
Snap goes back to Richardson. Handoff to Hernandez once again. And he'll be met right around the line of scrimmage by number 52, Jonathan Creel.
Flag.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little chippy, and that's one of the things. You're up in the game, and there's a big gap. Players tend to start to talk, and sometimes as a coach, you got to wrangle them in and say, hey, we're up here. Don't do nothing stupid.
And it looks like they're just going to get Lockhart, going against Lockhart. Dead ball, personal foul, unsportsmanlike, Lockhart.
Yeah, that's something Coach Mabe is going to have to grab a hold of and get that taken care of.
Exactly.
Well, and 2 unsportsmanlikes will get you kicked out of the game in high school football.
Sarge, if you notice that the referee's wearing a white hat tonight, not a cowboy hat.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he was last night.
We had a referee wearing a cowboy hat last night for the freshman game.
Nice. Love it.
Sarge thought it was George Strait.
Yeah. Oh, hey, only in Texas will you see that. I guarantee you there's no other state where you see that going on.
A black cowboy hat.
Yeah. So it's going to be first down and 10.
Well, you know why? That's because they ran over to the truck stop and said, hey, we need a referee. Who can do it? And he just ran out there.
Ball is at the 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Richardson gets the snap. Quick throw out here to the near side.
Wow.
And that one was almost picked off by number 2.
Almost picked off twice on that play.
Deontay Jackson jumping up and down. He had a hand on it.
And Trey Brown was right there in the area as well, and you kind of see why those 2 guys stay in the game, because they stay around the ball.
And Lockhart's already got 1 interception on defense, and that was by Josh Ramos. And that'll bring up second down and 10.
It's the first time in quite a while in this game that Lehman has been on Lockhart's end of the field.
Handoff's going to go to the running back coming around the near side. And number 21 will make the stop as number 4, Matthew Maldonado with the carry, and 21, Nathaniel Gonzalez with the stop.
And him making his presence felt as soon as he got his opportunity in this game. That's going to bring up third down and 8 for the Lobos. We'll see if this set of Lockhart Lions can get them to turn the ball over.
And 2 receivers to the near side. Inside handoff to Hernandez, who's been the workhorse for the Lobos all night long.
22, tough runner.
Yeah, get it all the way down to the 27-yard line, where it'll be third down, or fourth down and 2.
The way he runs reminds me a lot of a running back we had last year by the name of Joseph Duran, who was, as the coach used to say, all shoulder pads and knees.
Yeah,
and
knee pads and shoulder pads.
And he really does. His running style is a lot like him, and Duran was hard to stop from getting 2-3 yards, and that's exactly what the Lobos need here to try to get a fresh set of downs.
So fourth down and 2 for the Lobos. High snap is going to go over the quarterback's head. He'll scoop it up, and the Lions are going to be all over it with Travion Hopkins leading the way, as well as Derek Rivas.
Number 8. Wow.
Travion Hopkins has found himself in the Lobo backfield more than a few times tonight.
And a flag.
Penalty flag coming out at the end of the play in the secondary.
Looked like the official was mad at hollering at the Lockhart line coaching staff.
A tackle was made all the way back to the 41. That penalty flag came at the end of the play, so the Lions will remain with possession of the football.
I wonder if it's not a sideline warning or sideline infraction. Sure are talking about it.
He keeps pointing this way, and he's not pointing at us. It's
I didn't do nothing, Coach.
Well, usually your first sideline infraction you get a warning on. We'll see if that's what it is.
I think it was a little bit of back and forth with one of the assistant coaches and the referee here on the near sideline.
After a while, those sideline officials get tired of hearing it from the coaches, and they just get frustrated. And it's been a long night. And okay, somebody's getting at the thumb. That's not an ejection.
So we'll be first down and 10 for the Lions at the 41. As we wait the penalty, it's going to be a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike on the Lions.
And it's going to be offsetting
penalties. So that means the ball will not move anywhere. So it'll be Lions ball first down and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Referee not mic'd up here tonight. I did go up on the crowd mic, see if we could catch it for you, but referee not mic'd up.
Never could find the mic.
I was going to say, we had someone come in here and ask at the beginning, looking for a microphone for the refs. We said, we've only got our headsets. We can't give them up, and the cords aren't that long.
Yeah. All right, so fortunate enough, they had both penalties on both sides, offsetting. Keeps the Lions right there where they're at. First down and 10 with 2:44 left to go here in the Changing Faces Barbershop second quarter.
Still got Dickens in the game here.
We got two receivers up top, two to the bottom. McKinney with the run up the middle. Huge gap to the 40, 30, 20. Nobody's going to catch him. 5. End zone. Touchdown, McKinney.
And that is a 59-yard run for McKinney. And he was well over 100 yards already. That's going to push him up much more closer to that 200-yard mark. We'll definitely get a check for that. Next week, I'll definitely let you know how many yards he had. But if you can't wait till then to find out, the Lockhart Post-Register has been doing a great job covering the Lockhart Lions games, and they'll let you know a little bit sooner than I can next week just how many yards he did rush for.
And if you're at the Lounge Sports Bar watching the official watch party, raise one up for the Lockhart Lions as they take a commanding lead.
That one's on the house.
Yeah. The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Lockhart Lions with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the Changing Faces Barbershop third quarter, lead the Lehman Lobos by a score of 49-7. And the Lockhart Lions, we talked about it, are they going to keep their foot on the pedal and keep going forward? And it looks like that's what Coach Mavis has decided to do, and let these guys.
With Sarge, as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage, he was gone. There was no catching him.
I'll tell you what, we got to give it up to that offensive line. They are doing an outstanding job creating these huge holes for McKinney, Dickens, Travion Hopkins. That speed that
and
that
that's
McKinney
exactly
just
what
showed.
Brandon Hutchinson just chimed in with speed. And Lockhart does have a ton of it between their skill players. I mean, everybody is sub 4.7, most of them sub 4.6, and that's a lot of speed to have on a high school team.
Yeah, and on that 28-yard touchdown run by Dickens, man, he showed some speed as well. Also, once these guys get through that line of scrimmage and have that open field, you are not going to catch them.
And I want to thank all 95 of the folks that are tuning in. I know a bunch of those account for watch parties as well. Shout out to all you folks who've gotten together out there to watch and support these Lockhart Lions right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
And let us know where you're watching the game from. If you're watching from home or out of state.
Yeah, we'd love to hear where you folks are at. We've had folks from all over the world tune in.
And even the lounge. And that one's going to be fair caught at the 20, where the Lehman Lobos is going to take over, first down and 10.
Ooh, Lockhart is fired up. And that is one thing about when you get fired up, you got to watch the penalties. Like right there, you could see a couple players really had trouble hitting the brakes on the fair catch.
Yeah.
Can't play with fire. You will get burned.
But I tell you what, the way the offense has been playing, it fires up the defense to play even harder. And, man, I'm telling you what, these Lockhart Lions are firing on all cylinders right now.
Great night to have it on senior night.
Yes. So first and 10 for the Lehman Lobos at the 25-yard line.
Lockhart's got a lot of the starters back in on defense again. Guess they want to continue honing that craft.
And snap's going to go back. Handoff to Hernandez.
I tell you what, great job by DeAndre Clay coming off the edge. I think they call it a rover position, but it's an outside linebacker. Great job of him. He was coming the whole time, and he located the football and took him down.
Yeah, Trey Brown was in there to help with the tackle, but DeAndre Clay right there on the spot.
And what ends up happening is sometimes, you rotate in spots. You rotate in secondary guys in spots. You don't rotate the whole unit, so that's probably what's going on.
And you know what? That's even exactly how we do it in CFPO, a couple at a time.
Yeah, handoff to Hernandez around the left side. Josh Ramos in there on the stop.
You hear coaches hollering, number one's back in.
Yeah. Got a shout out from my mom, Connie Navarro. She is in Kyle right now. House full of Lobos, but one proud Lockhart Lion.
All right.
Ooh, she's in the wolf's den.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's not being quiet about it.
Oh, no. Another inside handoff to Hernandez, and he's moving the pile forward, and he'll pick up a first down. And you know what? I got to give it up to this guy, Hernandez. Number 22, Isaiah Hernandez.
All heart.
Is he a junior?
I hope he's a senior.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
he's a junior. So we'll see him again next year.
Man, I hope he doesn't improve much, because if he does, he's going to be a handful.
But great job of running by Isaiah Hernandez for the Lobos. Picks up another first down. And here he is again on the carry and breaking through the middle and picks up some tough yardage all the way down to the 47-yard line.
Tough runner.
And picks up another first down.
And though the Lobos have struggled to score tonight, I guarantee he's over 100 yards rushing on the evening, because he has, when they have moved the chains, it's been on the back of number 22.
Yeah, if he has 100 yards rushing right now, yards after contact, he probably has about 99.
Yeah.
And once again, Hernandez on the carry, going around the left side. Cuts it upfield, and he'll get across midfield to the 47.
Even when he hits the ground, he's still like rolling forward. He just, everything he does is continues that forward momentum. So that's one thing too about a blowout game. I've never been a fan of letting the other team score 2 or 3 times at the end. There's 7 on the board. I'd sure like to see it stay that way, and I know this Lockhart defense feels the same way.
Defensive coordinator wants to keep that score right there.
2nd and 5, and it's going to be a jet sweep to number 2. And he's going to take a huge hit, but stays on his feet. And he'll pick up another Lehman Lobo first down all the way to the 40.
Another big hit by Jackson, but kind of fails to wrap up at first, and running back able to continue forward and get the first down. Jackson did eventually get him down around the ankles.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for the Changing Faces Barbershop third quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, powered by Big Daddy Media.
Shields AC and Heating is a small family-owned business located here in Lockhart, Texas. You can count on us for all your air conditioning and heating repairs. Here at Shields AC and Heating, we service commercial and residential HVAC system, as well as refrigeration, ice machines, and walk-in coolers. So, if you're in need of commercial or residential AC repairs, you can count on Shields AC and Heating to be there for you by calling us at 512-227-1219. We take pride in your comfort.
All right, and we're back for the Shields AC and Heating 4th and final quarter. I want to give a big shout out to Ricky Rodriguez, just stepped out of the press box. I want to thank him for coming up and spending the halftime and the third quarter with us.
Well, and I tell you what, there's no better place in town to celebrate a win. After the game, I'm sure there'll be plenty of folks up there going up and check them out, the Lounge Sports Bar.
Oh, yeah, 1st down and 10 for the Lehman Lobos. They've been moving the ball up and down the field here in the fourth quarter, as Hernandez has been the workhorse and picks up another tough run of 6 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
And I'm sure the philosophy for Coach Bruce Selman as far as play calling, hey, that's the only thing that's working, so might as well just keep going to it.
And he's got a good running back in Isaiah Hernandez. And this guy has been, like I just mentioned, he's been the workhorse for them here in the second half.
And Lockhart does have just about all the ones back in now, trying to see if they can slow down the Lobos here.
2nd down and 4. Lobos got 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Hernandez with the inside handoff once again, and coming around from the backside to make the stop is going to be number 24, Zakiah Gathings.
And number 3, Josh Ramos.
Josh Ramos.
And I tell you what, on the previous play before that, Gathings was he was a little mad. I think he may have missed a read just a little bit, and he definitely came back strong and made up for it on that play.
Yeah, no gain on the run. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4. This time they'll fake it to Hernandez, and had a receiver but unable to hang on to it. That's going to be number 1, Eddie Martinez. And I tell you what, Richardson threw a frozen rope in there.
Yeah, and something you don't see on a football field a whole lot is Quavon Reese with a flying sidekick. That's just kind of one of those odd bodies in space kind of thing that happened. But as a receiver bobbled the ball, Reese came flying in like he was playing Street Fighter.
And it's going to bring up 4th down and 4. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. And it's going to be motion on the offense.
They moved.
And Coach, there's Sarge, there's some other exciting. Well, there was going to be some exciting sporting events this weekend. I was sure looking forward to UFC 279, watching Nate Diaz fight Hamzat Chimaev, and Chimaev missed weight by 8 pounds. Can you believe that?
Oh, man.
How you professional fight? He was never going to make weight.
Is that fight still going to take place?
It's going to switch up now. Nate Diaz is going to take on Tony Ferguson tomorrow night on UFC 279. I'll definitely be watching that one. But man, I was sure hopeful to see Nate Diaz kind of go out on top, and he was a plus 1,100 underdog in that fight.
They're going to catch the Lions offside.
Yeah, they called us offside.
So that'll give the Lobos a 1st down. So here they are, 1st down and 10 at the 19. Deep pass down the near side.
Wow. Oh, he got it.
And that's going to be incomplete as it hit the turf.
And Quavon Reese helping the refs make the call down there. And as he got his hands on it, it was very nearly intercepted by Quavon, and then almost an amazing catch happened. But ball did hit the turf. So that's going to bring up 2nd down for the Lobos.
2nd down and 10, that's a 29-yard line.
And for the 2nd time here in the 2nd half, Lobos are starting to threaten as they're inside the 30-yard line. 9 yards from the red zone.
Richardson at quarterback, got a man in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep, hand it off to Hernandez.
Number 22 again on the carry.
He'll move the pile forward for 2 more yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
And Lockhart,
or 8, 3rd down and 8.
Lockhart slowly but surely kind of starting to figure Hernandez out, it looks like, as they're finally starting to slow him down a little bit, as he was ripping 7 and 8 yards at a carry, and now they're stopping him after 2 or 3.
The strategy there was it's going to take more than 2 lines to bring him down. So 3rd down and 8. Hernandez in the backfield with Richardson. High snap. Fakes the handoff to Richardson. Throw's going to be out there to his receiver and overthrown.
I tell you what, a lot of missed opportunities for the Lobos tonight in the passing game, as they've had receivers running wide open a few times. Unfortunately for the Lockhart Lions, throws have been off the mark tonight. Still have the same quarterback, number 12 in the game. We've yet to see number 13 at the quarterback position. He has been in the game at receiver a good bit of the time and was targeted a couple times earlier.
And here we got Tyler Stanton getting into the ball game, seeing his first action of the night, coming in place of Trent Holcomb.
Back to
Richardson
pass.
drops back, got pressure in front of him,
Good
throws
catch.
it. Nice catch and throw and catch for a Lobo touchdown.
And you kind of felt like it was coming. You know, they were close several times on that post route, and just missing it a few times. Finally able to hook up and get 6 points for his team to close the gap just a little bit, but too little, too late for the Lobos.
Good pass to TD, and excellent catch.
Yes, and that's the guy that's one of the top players for the Lobos, Noah Long, who's been quiet all night long. Gets his name called for the first time tonight.
And that is the second quarterback that catches that pass.
It's a 29-yard field goal or reception for a touchdown. Snap is low. Holder's going to have to go around to his right, throws it into the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, no.
And as I said, once you get these big gaps in these games, you know, many times those Everybody gets fired up and starts getting a little hot, and a lot of jawing goes. I saw Quavon Reese hit the kicker after he threw the ball. One of the other players took exception to that, and then looked like a couple swings were thrown back and forth. We'll see how they sort the flags out. Also, Lockhart, both teams already having unsportsmanlike penalties. Depending on who those players were on, possibly you could see an ejection. And you hate to see that. You really hate to see that towards the end of a game where you've played so well.
As we're going to wait, there's probably going to be several penalties that's going to be called.
Of course, defense being upset because they gave up a touchdown.
Well, and it's okay to be upset, but what it's not okay to do is cost your team yards on the following drive. And it's all about how you represent your team as well.
Got to keep it cool. Got to keep
Dead
it
ball,
cool.
personal foul on the Lions, and dead ball, personal foul on the Lobos.
And coach from Lehman's trying to get somebody
on the Lobos.
Somebody ejected.
And it really wouldn't surprise me if there's an ejection here. Look like a couple punches may have been thrown.
And we talked about that earlier, that Coach Maben's going to have to get a hold of his team. And I'm pretty sure he'll be doing that and telling them, hey, we got to cut that out. It doesn't matter what the score is. We cannot play like that or fall into a trap when you have the team that is losing, as the Lobos are, to get trapped, tricked into throwing a punch or, doing something that is going to get you ejected from a game. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any ejections. I don't see anybody walking off of the field.
And Coach Maben's doing just exactly what you said. He's coming over and does look like he's going to sit down one of his players. Maybe just give him a break for a few plays, as he's definitely not leaving the field. So
remember, if you get ejected next week, you got to sit out the first half. That's UIL rules.
Yes.
Unfortunately for Quavon Reese, he does not get ejected there, but Coach Mabus definitely pulls him out and doesn't have him on kickoff or kickoff return just to make sure that we don't have any repeat incidents. So we're going to see
a 15-yard.
We're going to see Blake Herzog go in to replace Reese as one of the deep men. Maybe Blake will get a chance to return a kick here.
Deontay Jackson going back with them. And it's going to be a 15-yard mark-off. And the Lobos will be kicking from the line side of the field at the 45.
So this could be unlikely to get a return.
Well, I'm probably going to see an onside kick, as the Lobos are down 36 points. So we'll probably see an onside kick. We'll get some scores here in a minute around the district. And this one's going to be a high kick into the end zone where it'll be a touchback.
Here we go again. Come on.
So with 9:40 left to go here in the Shields AC and Heating fourth and final quarter. Scores around the district. Liberty Hill Panthers 42, Georgetown Eagles 28 with 11 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in their fourth quarter. At Round Rock, it is all tied up. Bastrop Bears 28, Westwood Warriors 28.
Wow.
At Kerrville Tivy with 6:33 left to go in the fourth quarter. Fredericksburg Battling Billies 24, Kerrville Tivy Antlers 28. In the second quarter, after the delay with 2:58 left to go, it is San Antonio Davenport 28, San Antonio Piper Warriors 7. Lockhart will be playing Davenport next week at Davenport. And Buda Hayes, the Hawks, 48. Bastrop Cedar Creek Eagles, 21 with 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. And at Memorial, for the San Antonio Veterans Memorial against MacArthur Brahmas, they are delayed right now. So no score on that.
Got a backup quarterback in for Lockhart.
And that's Gage Deutsch who's going to come in and get his first action behind center of the game.
There's going to be a timeout by the Lobos.
And probably a well-timed timeout. I think either coach probably would have called one right there, as the teams seem to still be a little bit heated. And God, the worst thing that could happen is to have them in the game. And I've seen it. They've done it. They've done it before in Central Texas many times. players keep getting into it, they will say, okay, that's it. Third quarter does constitute a complete game, I believe, to UIL.
And real quick, next week's district matchups will be Bastrop Bears at Pflugerville Panthers, Lockhart Lions at San Antonio Davenport, Liberty Hill Panthers at Leander Rouse to take on the Raiders. Bastrop Cedar Creek Eagles will be at Elgin to take on the Wildcats. San Antonio Piper Warriors will be at Hallettsville to take on the Brahmas. San Antonio Veterans Memorial will be at Canyon Lake to take on the Hawks, and the Kerrville Tivy Antlers will be at Marble Falls to take on the Mustangs.
And we get a look at the future of Lockhart Lion football.
Nathan Gonzalez, and he picks up a big run on first down all the way across midfield to the 48-yard line.
And we saw both Gage Deutsch and Nathan Gonzalez come in towards the end of the game last week, and Nathan Gonzalez picked up 67 yards all in the last drive of the game. Every play was a handoff to him, and he averaged 8.5 yards a carry. So while he may not get a ton of action during the game, when he does get in, he definitely makes his presence felt. And Gage Deutsch does have a cannon, make no mistake. Maybe you haven't seen him throw the ball so far, but he does have an arm, and he can reach the end zone pretty much from where they're standing now.
Well, hopefully he won't throw it here. Hopefully they just keep it on the ball, keep the ball on the ground.
And that's what they did last week.
Yeah, inside handoff once again to Gonzalez, and he'll pick a spot. He stays on his feet. He's going to be hit.
I think that Gonzalez may be the cousin of Hernandez, the way he runs.
Tough runner, yeah.
Yeah, our 21 is their 22. Of course you stay in there. He comes to the sideline and said, me? Coach says, yes, son. Yes, stay in the game.
They'll pick up a tough 2 yards. That'll bring up second down and 8.
Rob, he's
Wait.
down on the
So second down and 10, 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Inside handoff to Nathan Gonzalez. He goes around the left side, and he'll pick up another first down for the Lions.
Sorry, I threw you off there with the cousin deal. That's
right.
Nathaniel Gonzalez.
Good run there, man.
Gets it all the way down to the 36-yard line for another Lockhart Lion first down.
Lockhart definitely has some skilled people coming up next year.
Sure do, and it's always great to get the opportunity to get these young players in. 2 sophomores in the backfield for Lockhart, and we'll definitely be seeing them in the future. Ashton Dickens a junior this year, so he's still got 1 more year.
Inside handoff once again to Nathaniel Gonzalez, and he's going to be stood up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be no gain.
Oh, this is tough to take down. And last week, that's what we saw in the final drive of the game. It was a ton of handoff. There was Gage Deutsch did make 1 throw. He was 1 for 1 on the night on a little throw out to the flat.
Yeah, it is a final in Luling as the Eagles defeat the Eastside Panthers 59-0. So
Wow.
the Luling Eagles go 3-0.
Remember, he said if it go over 50, it's double barbecue for us.
Yes.
Sergeant. Remember, he said
And
that.
if you're watching, Eric, you owe us. Inside handoff once again to Gonzalez.
Seriously, congratulations, Luling Eagles. Fantastic. Looks like you're having a fantastic year this year, and all the luck in the world to you guys. Keep up the good work.
So an inside run to the 34-yard line for Gonzalez. That'll bring up third down and 8 as Gage Deutsch is in at quarterback. The clock continues to wind down. 6:17 left to go here in the Shields AC and Heating 4th and final quarter. And this will be a quarterback keeper for Gage Deutsch as he takes it to the 33-yard line.
And we may yet get to see Deutsch throw a pass here, as I don't think we'll be trying to kick a field goal or punting here. So something interesting that happened for the Lockhart Lions last week after the win over Pflugerville Conley is they jumped up quite a bit in the Texas 5A Division II rankings. Now we're a long way from the end of the season and a long way from where these rankings matter, but Lions moved up 26 spots last week, and at the beginning of this game, Lions were ranked number 49 in the state in Division II 5A. which is, impressive. I think last year we were a lot lower than that.
Yes.
Timeout, Lockhart.
Timeout's going to be called by the Lions.
And in all of Region 4, Lockhart is the number 82 ranked team, and they're coming in right around number 40 in the Austin area. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next week, to see if the Lockhart Lions tick up that list just a little bit more, and to see just how high these Lions can climb that pole.
Now we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, powered by Big Daddy Media.
Old Pal Texas Tavern, located on the square in downtown Lockhart at 100 East Market Street. From a variety of appetizers, fried chicken, burgers, and salads, Old Pal is the right place for your hunger. We are open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Our kitchen will be open late on Lockhart Lions Friday Night Lights home games. Old Pal Texas Tavern's cold drinks, fried chicken, and famous smash burgers are perfect for your after-game score. At Old Pal's, we are proud supporters of the Lockhart Lions and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
And we are back from the Lockhart Lion timeout as we all set up 4th down and 7. That's going to be a handoff to Gonzalez. He goes around the right side, got some room to run, cuts it off to the outside, into the end zone for another Lockhart Lion touchdown. This one from 33 yards out.
Let's go, Lockhart. So Lockhart Lions firing on all cylinders tonight. That's going to take the score to 56-13, pending the extra point. 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go here in the game. Lockhart cruising.
And Lehman coaches can't get mad because it was a simple running play.
That's it.
It's
That's
a
it.
backup running back and a backup quarterback. I mean, there's nothing else we can do besides take a knee.
Well, I'll tell you what, they may not be the starters, but they definitely have a lot of talent, and the future is bright for Lockhart High School football.
The extra point is good from Omar Ocampo, and it is now 56-13. Lockhart Lions with the commanding lead with 5:12 left to go here in the Shields AC and Heating 4th and final quarter. We'll take it. Go ahead.
Yes, we'll keep it here for just a minute. I want to, now that we're up, we got a little time, I want to acknowledge the seniors of this team here on senior night at Lockhart Stadium. I'll go ahead and read through those seniors that are on this team for you. You have number 3, Josh Ramos at defensive back. Next senior is number 5, Sean McKinney, who went, I think, right around 200 yards tonight, a couple of scores. Number 6, senior Elijah Jennings is a wide receiver. You've got number 7, senior Jazz Barton, also a wide receiver. Number 8, Travion Hopkins is a senior. He's seen a lot of action in the backfield of the Lobos tonight. Then you have number 12, Sean Mendez out at wide receiver. Blake Herzog, also a senior this year. Got number 18, Nate Key. Got number 22, DeAndre Clay, who we've watched play football for a long time. Then you've got number 31, Deontay Jackson. Number 45, Gabriel Gutierrez at linebacker. Number 52, Jonathan Creel on the line. Got number 60, Nick Cifuentes on the line. Number 70, Tanner Castillo is also a senior. And Josh Hawkins, number 80 at wide receiver. And then last but not least is big number 98, Derek Rivas. Those are your seniors on this Lockhart Lions football team for the 2022-2023 season. And we want to honor them tonight on our senior night.
Oh, yeah, nice little run by Eddie Martinez on the kickoff return. Tyler Bell in there to make the stop. And at the conclusion of this game, we got 5 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the Shields AC and Heating 4th and final quarter. We're going to have your El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar post-game show where we're going to hand out your Player of the Game honors, the Kreitz Market Offensive Player of the Game, and the One Ghost Fitness Defensive Player of the Game. We'll have that all for you on the El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar post-game show immediately following tonight's ball game.
I think I probably could have told you about a minute into the third quarter who might be the candidates. Ooh, big hit by Zakiah Gathens.
Yes, we got a new running back in the game for the Lobos. That's number 30, and Matthew Thornsberg.
And Gathens welcomes him to the game with a big hit.
Picks up 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Lobos. So 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Thornburg gets the handoff once again, and he'll be tackled for a 1 yard gain.
And that's number 35, Fabian Rocha, getting in there on the tackle.
As well as number 2, DeAndre Clay, getting in on the mix. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Two receivers to the bottom, one up top. Noah Long in at quarterback now. He picks up a big rush up the middle for a 1st down.
Showed good speed there.
Man, and I tell you what, Lockhart just continues to bring the wood as Bart Key lays a big hit on him. But a little late as they were able to pick up the 1st down and move the chains and now have the ball in Lockhart territory for the 3rd time in this 2nd half.
And the ball is going to be marked at the 42-yard line. And once again, Noah Long is a quarterback for the Lobos. As Coach mentioned in the pregame, he's a lot better runner than Richardson, as Richardson's a more better passer. Inside handoff to Thornburg. And just like Rodriguez, he gets in there with a nice little run. Hernandez, excuse me.
And you saw in the play before last with them putting in Long, they do a ton of zone read and have all night. Just it's been give all night, and now with him in the game, you might see a little bit more pull on that zone read.
Yeah, 2nd down and 2 coming up.
This offense probably looks pretty familiar to you folks at home. It's the same one Lockhart runs.
And Noah Long will get the 1st down for the Lobos.
Down for the Lobos, yes.
All the way down to the 29-yard line. 1st down and 10.
I tell you what, Sarge, like we said before, there's no quit on this Lehman Lobo football team. They keep fighting. They're very scrappy.
Tyler Bell on a tackle on that last play.
So 2 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Another handoff to Thornburg. Actually, Long keeps it, and he'll pick up about 3 yards.
And that time he's wrapped up by DeAndre Clay, coming off the edge, making a good tackle.
Once again, if you want to enter the drawing to be one of 2 lucky Lion fans to win either 2 free tickets or 3 free tickets to the homecoming game, all you got to do is type in the comment section, "Let's go Lions," and you'll be entered into the contest automatically. High snap, handoff up the middle to Thornburg, and he'll get down to the 25-yard line.
You know, Coach, something I noticed now that they've got number 13 in the game is the execution of the run play looks a little smoother, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. He's a good ball handler at the quarterback position.
Yeah, 3rd down and 6 coming up. Man in motion coming across the line of scrimmage is going to be number 2. He's going to get away from the initial Lion. But Bart Key's going to be right there to stop him in the field of play. The clock continue running as we're underneath 90 seconds of game time left to go. As well as the 2 lucky Lion fans. You want to be one of the lucky Lion fans, one of 5 lucky Lion fans to win a free mum from Alexis Jennings, who makes them, makes them herself, courtesy of Kent Riddle or Kent Riddle Properties. All you got to do is in the comment section type in the words "mum for me," and you'll be entered into that drawing. And this one's going to be kept by Noah Long, and he's going to spin around, and he'll be hit hard by Deontay Jackson, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down all the way down to the 16-yard line. And we are underneath 1 minute of play as the clock will stop for the chains to move.
We've seen a couple of those by Jackson as the game has gotten later, those big hits, but don't follow through with the wrap up. 40 seconds left on the clock. Lehman not in a huge hurry.
And Long will keep it himself as he goes around the left side, and he's going to be brought down.
Great vision and following his blocker by Long. He almost got in the back pocket of number 30 and almost followed him all the way in.
Yeah, Fabian Rocha in on the tackle as well as Deontay Jackson, and that's going to be a timeout by the Lobos.
And it looks like the Lobos are going to try to get into the end zone before the time runs out here. Though I would think that they have several timeouts. I'm surprised they didn't use one before then, but I guess they saw the production on that last play and said, you know what, let's go for it.
Yeah, even though they know they're going to take the loss, you know, you want to
pride.
It's about pride. You want to get that score, that last score on the board.
Sarge, I'd like to give a shout out to Joey Bristow, who's watching, Hector Rangel, Shirley Halberton, Tammy Lopez, Gilbert Munoz, Joanne Joyner, Melissa Cruz, Joseph Russell, Michael Govea, Terry Castillo, Christy Peñera Reina, Adrian Gutierrez, and Robert Hitter, Julie Bermudez, and Josh Williams, Robert Ovalle, Lita Acosta, Mike Tate, Vanessa Ray. I know her by Frosto. And thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, yeah, and also want to mention next Tuesday, the Lions Pride Sports broadcast will be heading off to Leander Rouse, as we'll be calling our first volleyball game of the year as the Lady Lions take on the Lady Raiders. I will be on the call with that, as well as Kent Riddle. He'll be on the headsets with me for that game. It'll be a 6:30 first serve time. That's going to be a quick throw into the end zone, and that'll be incomplete.
Boy, he's got a quick release.
Yes, he does.
I'm surprised we didn't see him earlier in the game, especially with the gap in the score. You know, Coach, several of those folks you read off there, former teammates of mine and former Lockhart Lions. Big Michael Govea blocking on the front for me. Robert Ovalle playing defensive end for us.
Don't forget Coach Hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening, Rob. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast.
Yeah, 13.1 seconds left to go before this one becomes final and in the books.
Coach Hitter taught one of my favorite classes, Texas history.
TD, I think what happened was that quarterback for Lehman had a real good game last week, and they decided to just go with him for this game.
And Long keeps it, throws it over to the corner. It's going to be overthrown, and that'll stop the clock at 6.6 seconds. And that was on 4th down.
And we'll probably see Gage Deutsch come out and put the knee on the ground.
Oh, that'll make it 4th down.
Okay, now it's 4th down.
Yeah. They were real quick changing the number on the down marker. Michael Rocha says, way to go. Knew you had this in you. Keep up the hard work, Coach Rocha. So 4th down and 1. 6.6 seconds left to go.
I wonder if they're going to kneel it?
No, I'm trying to score.
Yeah.
Long gets the snap, drops back, looking to throw.
Good pass rush.
Got pressure in front of him.
Good. Ooh.
And that was almost going to be picked off to end the game, and that's it. The Lockhart Lions are going to remain unbeaten at 3-0. Lobos will fall to 2-1. We're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we're going to have your El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar post-game show right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Here at El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar, we are a family-owned restaurant. We specialize in the world-renowned New Orleans-style seafood. We serve a variety of fresh and flavorful seafood dishes such as fish, shrimp, crab, crawfish, octopus, and oysters. We also have indoor and outdoor dining. So come on out and enjoy your favorite drink and seafood dish at El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar, located at 1721 South Commerce Street in Lockhart, Texas. Working hand in hand with the community to keep our lions safe. This school year, Lockhart ISD is launching Lion Guard, a community watch program in which individuals can apply to volunteer and be a positive presence on the campuses for students, while also monitoring and checking for any potential safety concerns. All Lion Guard volunteers must undergo a criminal background check and will participate in civilian response to active shooter events training and stop the bleed training. Anyone who is interested is welcome to apply. Go to the Lockhart ISD website and from the menu tab click on Parents and scroll down to hit the Volunteer in LISD. Join the Pride of Lockhart tab and sign up.
And welcome back to Lions Field. As let me go and get the camera out. They've already shut the camera off on the field on us.
Ready to go home?
That's right. They turn out the lights on us here, but we hang around to give you the post game show, and we'll show you a little bit of the interaction the teams have on the field after play as the school songs play.
And welcome everybody to the El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar post game show right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, where you just saw the Lockhart Lions defeat the Lehman Lobos in a game that had two teams that started out the night at 2-0. Someone's had to go, and it had to be the Lobos, as the Lockhart Lions remain unbeaten at 3-0, while the Lobos will drop to 2-1. Lockhart Lions will be taking the road next week to take on the Davenport Wolves, who are probably going to be 3-0 as well. So that's going to be the second straight week in a row where the Lions will be taking on an undefeated opponent. But right now, right here, I want to welcome everybody once again to the El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar postgame show. And TD, your thoughts of the game, and then Coach, your thoughts as well.
Well, once again, the Lockhart defense shows up big, only giving up 13 points this week, which is lower than their average, so lowering their numbers down. Great job by the defense to hold these Lehman Lobos. At a great running back, and man, he slashed us a couple times, but Lockhart did a good job holding them to 13 points. And as always, we know the offense is explosive, but I'm a defensive guy, and I'm loving this defense more and more each week.
Yes, and Coach?
I'm sorry, Sarge. I just want to say big thank you to TD and Sarge. I don't know if you know, but about an hour before the game, my favorite niece passed away. Biggest football fan, bigger than me, and I'm truly going to miss her. And please pray for her family and my family, as she's 52 years old. Is way too young for her. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you,
definitely
Coach.
Have
and,
our prayers.
You had the opportunity to either stay or go. You decided to stay here and stay with us, and I'm very grateful that you were able to do that, because one way to deal with what you're going through is to continue to press forward. But definitely our thoughts and our prayers go out to you and your family, and in a tough time like this. So thank you for staying here with us. Either way, whether you would have stayed or you would have gone, Coach, we always appreciate you here with us in the broadcast booth, as always. So once again, our thoughts and our prayers go out to you and your family, Coach. And we'll go and kick it over to our post-game honors here on the El Rey Crawfish and Oyster Bar. We have offensive players of the game and defensive players of the game. We're going to go and start with the defensive side with your One Goes Fitness defensive player of the game. And that was pretty much a no-brainer, as Derek Rivas, number 98.
He dominated.
Yeah, dominated.
He just dominated the game tonight.
As I said, the only play he really wasn't in was the deep passes, and when he got stuck on the sideline, didn't go out to the field to take his spot. But other than that, Derek Rivas was all over there. He was being double-teamed all night long, and he was able to get through that double-team and create havoc in the backfield with the running backs and of course, Richardson at quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what, he spent almost as much time in the Lobos backfield as their quarterback did tonight. Great job by Rivas, just blowing it up every play. And not just that, some of you folks may know this isn't a huge roster of Lockhart players. We're not 3-4 deep in a lot of positions, and that position that he plays, there are some backups, but Rivas played almost every defensive snap of this game, and just hats off to the young man. Great job for the senior, and happy to see a performance from a senior on senior night.
Yes.
And be able to give him the One Ghost Fitness defensive player of the game.
Now, for the offensive side of things, I'm talking about we had some great runs, and I'm pretty sure Lockhart's going to have another 400-yard rushing game. And they did an outstanding job between Ashton Dickens, Sean McKinney, and, of course, in the fourth quarter we had Nathaniel Gonzalez in there with touchdown runs. But our Kreitz Market offensive player of the game is going to be going to the offensive line for the Lockhart Lions.
That's right, because you can't rush for 400 yards without having the big boys up front, and they did a great job tonight.
Oh, yeah. Also, I just saw coming into the broadcast with us is a Luling Eagle Sports broadcast of Eric Lugo. Want to give y'all a big congratulations on y'all's big victory tonight at Luling, at Eagle Stadium tonight. But, congratulations to Derek Rivas. You are the One Goes Fitness defensive player of the game. And the offensive line for the Lockhart Lions, congratulations. You are the Kreitz Market offensive players of the game. And it didn't matter who was running the ball. You guys created these huge holes. And Dickens, McKinney, and Gonzalez had a field day, as well as Travion Hopkins running right up the middle. And, I could have ran for about 150 yards tonight.
Well, and I tell you what, you mentioned Luling Eagle Sports broadcast tuning in. Them also getting a win tonight. Lockhart is now 3-0, folks. So I tell you what, if Lockhart goes 4-0 and beats Davenport next week, we might just have to return the favor. If Mr. Lugo takes us down there to City Market, we'll have to bring him up here to Smitty's.
Yeah. No, Kreitz Market. We'll have to go to Kreitz Market.
Kreitz.
They're the sponsor for the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. But, great game all the way around. Congratulations to Coach Mavis and the Lockhart Lions. They remain unbeaten at 3-0 with a 56-13 victory over the Lehman Lobos. And once again, next week, Lockhart Lions will be traveling to San Antonio to take on the Davenport Wolves. And another game of unbeaten teams, as Davenport is 3-0, Lockhart Lions is 3-0, and it's going to make for an interesting game next week, Coach, as we go back and take on the Davis brothers once again.
Yep, alumni.
Yeah, former alumni of the Lockhart Lions, and we look forward to that. But here, TD, any final thoughts?
Go Lockhart. Way to win. Man, couldn't be happier. The town needs this. I needed it. I'm super excited to have a winning record. The Lockhart Lions are 3-0.
Oh, yeah. Just saw Eric chime in. Said there's free coffee at Mom's Front Porch. Coffee at Mom's Front Porch tomorrow morning. Of course, Mom's Front Porch is one of their official, their main sponsors of the Luling Eagles sports broadcast. And every time the Luling Eagles win, it's free coffee at Mom's. And I tell you what, they keep winning like this. Mom I might have to charge you about 50 cents a cup now. So congratulations once again to the Eagles, and big congratulations to the Lockhart Lions, 3-0 on the season. And the Lions will be going to Davenport. I want to thank everybody who tuned in and watched tonight's broadcast of Lockhart Lions football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Big shout out to the Lounge Sports Bar for being the official watch party of Lockhart Lions football on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And, we'll be back again next week for some JV action on Thursday night before we hit the road on Friday night. But for now, that's going to do it. Lockhart Lions go to 3-0 with a 56-13 victory over the Lehman Lobos. And like I always say, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast of Lockhart Lions Sports, brought to you by Kent Riddle Properties on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And remember, like the Sarge always says, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.